It is the Packers Hall of Famer. It's Mark Tausch. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
What are you smirking about?
Well, just that Jesse has lost all this weight and you and I have not. That's why I was smiling. That's all. I don't have the discipline.
Let's get on board.
Sure. Yep.
How about this? How about we set a thing? No. Hold up. No. Jason, hold up.
No.
I'm not going to get into all of that, and I think Jesse has proven, because he doesn't work out, that this was all diet and food. Well, no, it's true. Am I being a jerk, Jesse? It's accurate.
No, it is true. One of the things with this plan is they say no intense workouts.
One of the staples, you can't work out.
Well,
right?
Yeah, you can, walking and recreational sports, fair game, but they said no intense workouts. It's not advised during the 60-day plan.
So you haven't been able to bowl?
I haven't been bowling during the 60 days, so I guess.
So, Jason, I want to propose this to us. And I'm not saying we're going to go on MadisonWeightLoss.com. I'm not saying any of that. I don't care. Your diet, you do what you want to do. Yeah. What if we commit to the 5 days a week that we're on this show? Every day we show that we walked a minimum of 3 miles. Is that something you can commit to? That's not
from
even
the
a 10,000
previous
steps.
day?
You have to show, and we have to put it up. Yes, I walked 3 miles that day.
Oh.
Yes. You don't like that concept? All right, don't do it.
So I understand your issues with big tech, but if I can hold up my Apple Watch and it shows that I closed my workout ring, I'd be on board with holding each other accountable that way. But I can't get 3 miles of walking in. I walked to practice yesterday. It's great. Matt LaFleur, very thankful that he was able to have a later practice yesterday, so I was able to attend it. Everyone was like, Jason Wilde, what are you doing here?
Sure.
I'm not usually there. All right, we'll figure out some sort of fitness accountability. How many steps, how far do you walk when you play pickleball? How many steps does that count for?
It does. I think it's usually we play for somewhere between an hour and 15 and an hour and a half. Typically, again, my knee has been bulky,
and when am I
so I'm
filling
not
in?
doing 3 or 4.
When am I going to be your cousin sub of the day for pickleball? I'm ready.
Are your friends ready?
I was swinging some fastballs the other day. I'm ready to go.
You're not allowed to work out, though. That's one of the things, right?
Today's day 60.
And pickleball, much to many people's chagrin, pickleball is a great workout, especially if you don't do a ton of other stuff. So I think you're probably getting somewhere between 1.5 and 2.5 miles of movement.
All right.
During the course of, because you typically, if you walk slow, you're going to get 3 miles in an hour. That's typically what you'd get. So pickleball with stopping and you take a break between games, et cetera, you're going to probably get 2.5, I would say.
All right. I'm not going to get those in before 15. The show at 9 o'clock, but between dog walking and whatever, we can workshop this.
I should have known. I'm not going to ask you to do that stuff. That's on me. So
are you
bad.
You walking 3 miles with your bad knee?
No, I'm not even. I thought it would be something fun for us to do. I'm not going to ask you. I know how your life works, so let's just move along. I'm not going to – I don't want to get bogged down, so we'll just move along.
I've been saying a lot about being bogged down lately. Do you think the Packers are bogged down by this Romeo Doubs situation?
So explain to me, because on our morning show this morning with Vinny and the boys, did Romeo Doubs not talk yesterday?
That would be correct, sir.
I don't fully understand what the hell's going on. Explain to me how they spun this. Give me the Wilde synopsis of who spoke, what was spoken, and how this played out.
They didn't suspend. So they did not spin it. They suspended him. They did not spin it for him. So here's and again, I had this conversation with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Look, there is no way in God's green earth that the PR staff told them, it's fine, Romeo, you don't have to talk to the media. Because look, they're not doing it for my benefit. That's not why. It's let's get this over with. Let's rip the Band-Aid off so it doesn't linger. Just get up there and say, hey, I screwed up. I'm sorry, I talked to my... But here's the thing, that regardless, let's set aside the didn't speak to the media portion of this. I don't think he addressed the team, Tausch. I don't think he got up in front of the room and apologized.
Okay.
Now, I don't know that for certain. And remember, on this show, we don't do the I'm 100%, I'm 1,000%. We don't do that. I suspect, I believe, I think that he did not speak to the team. And here's why. What is the downside for Matt LaFleur or for Jordan Love to say, yeah, he spoke to the team. I'm not going to get into what he said. That's private. That's between him and our team. But we're moving forward. Boom. End of story.
Yep.
Both of those men were asked, did Romeo address the team? Both of those men replied with, I'm not going to get into that.
Okay.
Yes or no question. And if you
There's
can't
gray
say
areas
yes,
you like to put. Yeah, there's a gray area, as you like to say all the time.
That's true. Well, certainly with me. I mean, I definitely avoid answering yes or no questions on Green Bay game day when Alex Strofe wants to play that. But look, there is. If someone can tell me what the downside of them saying, yeah, he talked to the team and we're moving forward, I'm not going to get into what he said. If you can tell me what the downside of that is, I'm all ears. Because there is, in my opinion, no reason to not say clearly that he addressed the team, unless, of course, he didn't address the team.
Sure.
And the impression that I got from talking to Christian Watson, who, by the way, was extremely supportive publicly. I mean, for everything that Romeo Doubs didn't say, Christian Watson, we should all have a friend like Christian Watson.
Yeah.
But from Christian Watson, from Bo Melton, from Jaden Reed, from Jordan Love, if there were conversations, they were individual conversations. They were not, he got up in front and said, hey, guys, I'm sorry. I left you in the lurch. I was selfish. I shouldn't have done that to you guys. No matter how frustrated I was, I owe you guys more because you're my teammates and you're my family, and I'm sorry. Boom, done. He didn't have to take questions from his teammates. He didn't have to, stand in front of the room for an hour. If he didn't do that, I would argue to you, and you tell me because you're the guy who played in the league, that means that this is not resolved. Am I wrong to think that way?
I really felt like that was the right thing to do. That's what he should have done. And if he didn't, here's how I will look at this whole picture. Is he back just to be back, or is he back because he's genuinely remorseful? And if you're genuinely remorseful on this whole deal, you feel bad and you want to move the ball forward. If you don't and you're still pissed off, you would do what it sounds like. Again, I don't know if I would agree with your assessment of they would say, yes, they spoke, because it would stop, this conversation train would end. And I don't love the fact that he didn't get up and talk to the media and just address it and say, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. This is where it's at. I understand he doesn't love the media and he's maybe not comfortable. So, okay. And you're not comfortable getting in front of your team. That's a hard thing to do.
Sure.
And even just getting up in front of the whole team to talk about anything is not the easiest thing.
Sing your school fight song.
You got guys busting your chops, like, as the player rep, I had to speak on some things, and there were other times during team meetings. You have to do it if you want to have sometimes things have to be said. Yeah. And when you do it on your own, like you did, it makes me, if that's how yesterday played out, I am very concerned about Romeo Doubs' future as a Green Bay Packer. Now, again, he can go out and play well and do what he is going to do on Sunday. And great play and big production cures all. It does.
Talent outs.
But this is the case where this is such an easy solution to a problem you brought upon yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if none of that was addressed and it's just ho-hum moving along, nothing's getting moved along. Guys can say all they want. I don't love that that's the way yesterday played out. Don't love it at all.
No, nor should you. So, again, I said this to Jen, Gabe, and Shui this morning. He does not. I know that there are those of us, media starts with me. He does not owe me an explanation. I don't believe he does.
Nope, he doesn't.
I do believe that as a conduit to the fans who buy your 87 jersey, that buy Coors Lights, that pay for tickets, I do think you owe them an explanation. But let's even say that they don't deserve that either, that you don't owe them that as a player. You damn well owe it to your team. And I think it is also telling, and I want my interview subjects to be honest with me. I don't want to be lied to, as you well know. If you want to dodge a question and let me interpret what that might mean, okay. If you want to give a answer that is cryptic, all right, I don't love it, but it's within your rights. But again, Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love, asked a simple question, which, by the way, Jair Alexander addressed the team when he came back from his suspension. Mm-hmm. Also addressed the media, which he doesn't particularly enjoy.
No.
If you didn't speak to your team, then I have a problem. Again, blow me off. Fine. I'm not that important. Your team is. Your teammates needed you on Sunday, and you weren't available because, and here's the other part, and I know we're going to get to this during the show, so I don't want to talk too much about it, but we'll get to it. Like I chose to phrase my questions to LaFleur and Jordan Love, injecting me as being on the team. Because what I didn't want was to say, I want you to listen to you tell me if it wasn't effective. I think it was pretty damn effective. Because, it starts with a little bit of comic relief, right? Right? Picturing me getting hung out to dry on a crossing pattern and Javon Bullard blowing me up.
You'd never get off the line of scrimmage. Let's be honest. You'd
I
never
know,
get
I
off
got
the
pretty
bus.
good feet.
Nah, you're washed.
I'd get off the bus.
You would not get off the line of scrimmage. You're not getting off the line of scrimmage. You're getting off the bus.
Are we assuming he's wide receiver, or are we saying he can play any position to get out there and get some
He's
PT?
pretty stocky now. I don't know. He'd probably be a tight end.
Like a good edge rusher?
Can't be worse.
God, no. No. Oh, wow.
He can do what Rashawn Gary's doing.
Wow.
It's just a joke, people. Just a joke. I don't want that
sound grab
sound
that. Make sure you at Rashawn Gary with that. Wow.
Not at all.
Put
All right.
cheese on that,
Christian Watson levels of productivity as wide receiver.
I'm not putting cheese on everything. I'm putting whipped cream on everything. All right. So anyway, the point is, I did not want the question to be, what should Romeo have done?
Sure.
So I think it worked. I think we got a good answer from Matt. I think we got a good answer from Jordan. We'll get to that coming up. Again, I don't know what the way forward is on this with him, but I thought the question you asked was the perfect one. I don't think he's back because he's remorseful. I don't think he's back because the situation has been resolved. Based on the context clues that I have based on how things played out yesterday, I don't want to sound like Marshawn Lynch, but I'm just here so I don't get fined. I don't really want to be here.
Really?
That's what.
Really?
When you handle it, again, let's be very clear. I don't know that. I do not know that. But by choosing, I'm doing more than this. I could also do this.
No, that was your stern Bill Clinton, I did not have blank blank with that woman. That was what that was, right there.
Blank blank. And yada, yada, yada. I'm really tired today. So, I don't know this for certain.
In an ironic twist, that was part of the Chili game room story the same day. We watched that interview in the game room. which is, it all brings it back full circle. Continue.
Can't wait to have him on the show. But the way things played out yesterday gave me no confidence that this is we're moving forward. Is that like when they talked about Jair, I heard the word contrite. Like I heard guys say, yeah, I think it really he genuinely seemed sorry for what he did. Okay? I didn't hear anybody say that. I heard Christian Watson say a lot of things. I never once heard him say, I think Romeo's really sorry for what he did. He didn't say that. He defended his guy and talked about you don't know what people are going through and there's a mentally taxing sport and all these other things. And he was great in support of his friend. But the things he said yesterday did not lead me with the breadcrumbs for Hansel and Gretel to, hey, they took a step forward yesterday toward this being resolved. I'm just telling you that's how it felt. And I don't know who. My biggest thing, we'll play this coming up. My biggest thing is I think Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love, more than anyone else, were, I don't want to say hurt or devastated, but what bothered them the most is that Romeo did not come to them.
Yeah.
That he didn't say, look, I'm not happy. What should I do? And we talked about that yesterday, and nothing that happened yesterday changed my view today. That they were both incredibly disappointed that this guy, this teammate, this player, Matt LaFleur prides himself on being accessible to his guys. And even though his answer included him saying that there's a chain of command and you talk to your position coach first, you're telling me that if Romeo Doubs hadn't knocked on his door, he wouldn't have sat down with him and talked it through with him?
Open door policy. Yep. Ed policy. Carmen policy. A lot of policies.
Carmen Electra.
So, Jason, the thing that bothers me, you go ahead and you make this decision last week. It's a god-awful decision. Right? You skip practice, you do all this, you miss a game, you get suspended, you lose a paycheck, all of that. But the thing that would bother me the most if I'm Romeo is I'm having everybody else have to answer questions about me and about what I'm doing when I'm right here. What is that? That is a bad sign. And I get that not everybody's comfortable doing it. Has Romeo Doubs sat with an interview for you? Has he done interviews after big games and done stuff when he had the big game against Tampa a couple years ago with Rodgers? I understand not everybody loves doing it. But the thing I know for me personally, I don't like putting other stuff on people, like when it's my own doing. You have to have some accountability. This is no longer Harry High School. This is professional football. It is a very tough business, no doubt about it. And I understand the mental rigors that this goes through. And the fact that maybe you're not living up to your own expectations and you're disappointed, that is all. Every player goes through that stuff. What every player doesn't do is what we just saw him do. And with all that said, I think you have a very forgiving fan base and locker room. But you got to meet them. You can't just leave it up to Christian Watson to talk for you and Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. That would just make me feel sick.
Yeah, I don't think he feels the way you do. If I went and did something and I said, Sarah, you go handle it. You go take care of that. Or I broke my
Max,
computer.
Tough luck, you go handle that. Or something on this show, and I'm sitting here and, Wilde, will you address that for me? First off, I'd never in a million years want that, and it would make me sick to put you in that position.
I think I'd be a great spokesman for you.
You do fine, but I wouldn't want you in that position. I don't understand unless Romeo is still irritated to a point where he still feels the same way he felt on Wednesday of last week, which in that case, he's not going to help your football team.
No.
If that's where he's at mentally, he's not helping you. And then you have to start wondering, well, what are we doing? And why you bring that into the equation after what we just saw last week. makes no sense to me. I need someone to explain what is going on because none of this makes a lick of sense to me from a player standpoint, from an organization standpoint, from a fan standpoint. If this is where they're at, you're not doing anybody any good. None of us any good.
Agreed. All right, I do want you to hear what Jordan and Matt had to say yesterday. I also, I had one of my most enjoyable interactions with Jordan later in that conversation about how Tom...
In your 30 years. The
well,
most enjoyable in your 30
No, one of my most enjoyable interactions with him. This is only year 6 for him, and his first 2 years I wasn't in the locker room at all. But him talking about how his pass to Jaden Reed was graded by Tom Clements was so much fun. And may I have been a little bit Chris Farley-esque? You know that throw that you threw all the way down the field?
What a great throw, man.
To Jaden
Tell
Reed.
me about that time you made that great throw.
I don't want to spoil it, but I believe the words, "that was pretty cool," were said in the exchange.
That was a pretty cool throw.
My God.
Yeah.
Hey, Maddie, if you can, Maddie Hayes, our social media queen, if you can pull up a Farley with, who was it? One of the Beatles, right?
Yeah,
who was
Paul McCartney, I believe.
With Paul McCartney and go a side-by-side with Wilde and Jordan.
That was awesome.
I'm thinking that's the way to go. That will give you a good window into where Jason's at. And if you want to get the look you want for your home with customizable windows and doors, well, you need to go to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. The durability of materials, it gets tested. They open and they close the doors, latches and shades, tens of thousands of times to ensure that they withstand the test of time for years to come. Pella offers custom colors and innovative features like shades between the glass. And right now, 0 interest, 36 months. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends on Halloween, which good news is you still got 21 days to do it. But get started today at PellaWI.com.
We'll hear some of those conversations with Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson.
The day after reaction show you need in your life.
This offense, Matt LaFleur's side of the ball, dragged this whole team through where they are right now.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
The defense got hot at the right time. That might be what we're seeing here with the Packers defense as well.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
Those who don't have 20/20 vision usually do something about it. But many who can't breathe freely through their nose just live with it, not realizing they can have 20/20 breathing. At Advent, we're out to change that. With 20/20 breathing, you'll have fewer sinus infections, more energy, you'll sleep better, and you will live better. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. In 2006, Advent pioneered the balloon sinuplasty procedure. And since, thousands of our patients can tell you, this simple 20-minute in-office solution really works. Balloon sinuplasty can give you 20/20 breathing so you can breathe freely through both nostrils with your mouth closed day and night. And that can change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers got some good news regarding their wide receiver room at practice yesterday. Both Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs returned to the field. Doubs practiced after skipping last Thursday and Friday before his one-game suspension. Watson practiced on a limited basis for the first time since his ankle injury in Week 4. Head coach Matt LaFleur said the timing couldn't be better to get Watson back in the fold.
We missed him last weekend. Really excited to get him back there, and hopefully he continues to progress throughout the course of the week.
The Packers take on the Arizona Cardinals Sunday at Lambeau Field. Kickoff is at noon.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank. Member FDIC.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Road, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
If I were a member of the Packers. Now let me before we play this. I have said it a million times. I know not everyone believes me. This is not I assure you this is not a look at me thing. Now, do I think it's did I feel like it might be a little bit disarming to have the imagery of me in an ill-fitting jersey go through someone's head and me getting my clock cleaned by a linebacker? Sure. But here, I want to explain my thought process, and then I want you to hear the exchange with LaFleur. Because if you ask, what should Romeo have done? He's shutting down the question. I'm just telling you, from my experience of doing this job. But if I ask it the way I asked it, I always tell you it's not about the question, it's about the answer. And his answer, I would argue, was pretty darn good. Now, I would also argue that Jordan Love's look on his face when I used the same line on him. And I've really come to enjoy our interactions. It is probably one of the more ridiculous things he's heard. So, without further ado, here is how Matt LaFleur handled the question that I asked him. So, let's say I'm on your team, and I'm unhappy with my role. What should I do?
You're asking me if you're. Yeah, I think you have to have a conversation. There's usually a chain of command with that, in terms of going to your position coach, addressing the issue. And I get it. I think one of the beauties of just all these athletes and all our players is they all have their own wants. But how does it fit within the confines of the team's wants? And ultimately, we're in the business of winning. And you got to wrap your own desires under that team-first mentality. And, I think football is the ultimate team sport. I've said it many times. It takes all 11. And I think there's so many great examples of guys doing the little jobs to allow guys to go make plays. I think a great example this last game, I don't know if I said it the other day or not, was on an X's interception. Kobe Wooden going in, picking the center, Carl Brooks wrapping around, Keyshawn Nixon playing great leverage on the receiver, kind of bumping him off his route a little bit, allowing X to go make the play, and then we got a bunch of guys blocking on that play. Nobody can make plays unless the guy next to him isn't doing their job.
I guess the reason I'm asking is, and again, I haven't played for you, but from my experience with you, it feels like you would listen to someone's concerns. You may not change your game plan, do something differently, but you do seem like you're the kind of coach who would listen. Is that, you feel like that's true about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you have to be. I mean, you might not want to hear what I have to say, but I'll always have the conversation. And that's one thing, but it's hard. And I get that the scrutiny these guys are under. That's why I try not to read much, because we're all under it. And it's just, there's a lot of interest in the NFL, and everybody's interested in their own fantasy teams, and you get ridiculed when guys aren't getting the ball or whatever it may be, but that's part of it. But that's, there's a lot of beauty to it too, that there's so much interest in our game, and it's great to come out and be able to play on national TV and having a stadium packed with fans, and so there's a lot of great things that come with it. But I think ultimately, what people really remember is the teams that win, and we're trying to do things that are bigger than the individual success. It's all about the team, and when the team wins, I'm a firm believer that everybody will benefit from that.
All right, Tausch, I thought those were two great answers. And I again, some of the things he says in there leads me to believe that Romeo is not fully back and fully invested. And I don't know what the conversations were like between him and Matt. They met on Monday, but I don't think this is resolved. And it's my job to be a little skeptical, obviously. And frankly, I was a little skeptical with Jair Alexander last year. I mean, I talked about it on the show after he talked. I don't know, is he truly contrite, or is he doing that because he knows that's what he's supposed to say? I'll be honest, maybe Romeo Doubs didn't talk today or yesterday because what he was going to say was not going to make things better. We have to at least allow for that possibility, too. I don't know what headspace he's in. Like I said, I was leaving Lambeau yesterday. Tim Van Voren drove one way. I didn't see him coming. I was stepped out in front of his vehicle. And then once he got past, behind me, Romeo went by with his girlfriend driving. So that was the only time I saw Romeo yesterday. That and on the practice field, since I actually went to practice for once. But, Tausch, when you listen to Matt LaFleur talk about that, to me, that says that he is still bewildered that a guy on his team who should know better did not come to him. He just stayed home. And then when you hear the things that Christian Watson said about how concerned he was on Thursday, I'm not kidding. Doug Collins going to Romeo Doubs' house when he just doesn't show up for work, there has to be in Doug Collins' mind a fear of something really bad happened here, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we didn't hear from him all day. So Christian Watson was worried for his friend's well-being. So all of this comes together to the point of saying, look, it's not as simple as get your ass up there in front of the team and apologize and get out there in front of the media and say you screwed up. Because I don't know where he's at on this stuff. And I don't know if they do either.
It's not ideal in this case of if he's not willing to do that. Again, I don't know his comfort level with that. But if his mindset is the exact same as it was on Wednesday of last week when he made this rash decision to do what he did, I don't want him in my locker room.
As a player. As a coach.
If that's as anyone. What good is he doing? Anybody. If that's where he's at, it doesn't make any sense. Now, if he's contrite and says, I understand this is LaFleur just said it, ultimate team game. You're not always going to like what I'm saying. If you're not bought in, and you're not going to go out and do your best to help your team, you're not doing anyone any good. So the concern level, I guess I didn't recognize yesterday, just in the clips that you guys sent and looking at what Matt LaFleur said and Jordan said and all that, I didn't sense that it was this, dire. I don't feel like anything was resolved now, listening to you and kind of how it played out. And if it's not, you don't want to be Linus in this thing where there's just a cloud of dust dragging it behind you and a cloud over you. And that ain't helping anybody. So what are we doing here? You have to address this and be done with it, or it's going to continue to linger. And what good does that do anyone? I keep coming back to nobody, if this is how he feels, and he was so strongly felt that his best move was to not show up and to not go to Los Angeles, his hometown, where's his headspace now? If it's the same, I'm sorry, he's not going to help me this weekend win. And that's what this is all about. It isn't about go get yourself right. If you need a break, give him a 4-game and let him go get himself right. And then maybe he'll turn the tables like Jair did. Because last year when Jair did this, we were all skeptical.
Right?
I think Jair handled himself post-fake captaincy about as well as you could hope. And then this offseason, he's been great by all accounts. No, he's still getting dinged up, and he's not. But mentally, he made that shift. If Romeo Doubs has not made the shift mentally that what he did last week wasn't ridiculous and hurtful to the team, I don't want him in my locker room. Period. If he is, and we just don't know it, okay, I don't know it, you don't know it, the players, whoever, all right, you don't have to tell me. Show me. But if you're not, and your headspace is the same as it was last Thursday, as it is this Thursday, I don't need you out on the field because you're not going to help me win games.
A couple things. One, I do not believe it's resolved. In fact, the quote from Christian Watson was, "It'll definitely be a little weird right away, just because it was a pretty significant situation." That was yesterday he said that. He didn't say that last week when he wasn't showing up. He said that yesterday after he'd come back and after he'd practiced. So that's one. Two, Linus, blankets, Pigpen, cloud of dirt. Just to clarify,
what did I say?
For you Peanuts aficionados.
You said Linus with the cloud and the, yeah.
Peppermint
Linus
Patty
just had a blanket.
Yes.
No,
Linus.
Peppermint Patty always chased after the pianist, right? Wasn't she always chasing after the pianist?
No, I think she dug Chuck. I think maybe Lucy was into Schroeder. Not to be confused with Bill. We'll figure out the daytime soap opera that was Peanuts a little bit later in the program. I want to get to what Jordan Love said to this same question.
It's just fun. It's such organizations in the NFL are always fighting distractions because they come from everywhere. Injuries, this. Self-inflicted distractions are very, it is something coaches despise.
Uh-huh.
They fight hard to not have that happen. And when it's self-induced like this, and then it's not rectified, if it's not rectified, do you think Matt LaFleur, who makes the decision to say, we got to do a 4-gamer here because this just isn't working? Is that a Goody or is that a Matt LaFleur?
I mean, ultimately,
I think it's more likely, if this is what you're saying, and I have no reason to doubt what is being said and how this is being viewed, can he turn the table and turn it around? Yes. He should and he needs to, and if he doesn't, I don't know why you would continue to add that into your locker room fray if you're not going to get any type of, I really screwed up and I'm going to be better.
Yeah.
Because if this is the norm, don't you think other players will look at this and say, well, Keith could say, well, I'm not getting enough touches.
Right.
Emmanuel Wilson could say, well, I'm not getting enough touches. And I'm not going to come to practice on Thursday. That will not happen, FYI.
But it could.
It's more likely to happen if this continues on than if this gets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. To answer your question, I think ultimately Goody would make that call, but I am very confident that the head coach would be involved in that and say, look, man, like Tausch put it when I avidly listened to Wilde and Tausch, I can't have him in my locker room right now. If this is how he's going to be, I can't have him in my locker room. Now, again, I want to get to the audio, so I'll say this quickly. We can't say any of what we're talking about with 100% certainty. But part of the problem is that the door has been left open for some of this. I believe this is educated conjecture. I don't think that I'm wrong about this. I don't think I'm being irresponsible about this. But the reason why we're having these conversations is because of the clues dropped by how guys answered questions on his behalf and the fact that this guy didn't speak.
Yep.
Not only was him not showing up unprecedented during my 29 years of covering the team, but then for him to have not spoken yesterday, also unprecedented.
So are we making too much of this?
I don't think so, personally. So I want to get to what Jordan Love had to say, but
you think the fans care about this?
I will pull that because
I think they should.
I love it when we finish each other's sentences.
I don't, and I really don't like.
I would also like to say
I prefer you just
that I love
move on.
I love it when we finish each other's sentences, primarily because you hate it. That's when that happens. So I'll let you finish the following sentence. If you have realized that it's time to renovate your bathroom, you should call
Kohler Services, our good friends at Kohler Services. If you need that bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services, a family-owned business for 150 years. Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. Tell you, when we were up in Kohler, I guess it was about a month ago, 2 weeks ago, because this month is going so slow. We saw all those bathrooms, all the new stuff, all the old stuff that is down in the basement part. Kohler, there you go. Look at that. Beautiful. Got it all. And this month only, 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door. A free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request that free quote with fast professional installation. Well, you know that is always included. Again, KohlerServicesWI.com.
We'll get to Jordan Love next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. At Fields, we have a great selection of Range Rovers, Defenders, and Discoveries. Every model in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery. Stop by or visit online.
Plus, you'll become a member of the Fields Amenities Program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and gourmet coffee service, all at no charge. Integrity and customer satisfaction will always be the force that drives our business. To put it simply, Fields matters because you matter. At Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Lowe, Dobbs, Watson, Reed, and now Josh Jacobs? Football season is back, baby. Now's the time to set a game plan for your Green Bay and Wisconsin pigskin parties. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard-to-find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow in Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Wherever you're tailgating, we'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages. We're open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. See all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Whoa! holiday shopping snuck up on us again, but Fleet Farm's Toyland will be ready to go. We're stocked up on the latest Hot Wheels, Melissa and Doug, Barbie, and Lego. Plus, we've got all sorts of tractors, trucks, and other cool stuff from Ertl, Cat, Case IH, and John Deere. Toyland opens October 12th with a free toy combine for the first 125 customers. Ready or not, the season's best deals on everything you need for under the tree are here at Fleet Farm.
You know, sometimes when you hear a radio ad like this one, you think, yeah, maybe I should look into this, but you never do. Hi, Andy Haver here, owner of Progress Manufacturing in West Bend. Like many of you, I've heard radio ads for QC Kinetics. So I finally went to check them out because I've had chronic bursitis in my elbow for many years. I got cortisone shots, but those quickly stopped working. My doctor told me that the only solution for my bursitis was surgery. After my initial free consultation, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics designed a treatment plan specific for me. I'm really happy I went because QC Kinetics helped me be pain-free with no drugs, surgery, or downtime, and their entire staff was friendly and made me feel comfortable. My only regret is that I didn't call them sooner. Lasting joint pain is just a phone call away. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474 with locations in Mequon and Greenfield.
For your fellow fanatics and your number one fans. For your game day compatriots and your everyday companions. For your personal cheerleaders and your personal heroes. For the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Learn more at deltadentalwi.com today.
This time of year can be really tough on a number of areas in your home. If you're struggling with any electrical issues, the superheroes at Current Electric are ready to help you. Chuck Smith is a Brookfield Central grad who started Current Electric over 40 years ago. His mission was to serve our community with integrity and quality. Whether it's as small as a switch repair or as large as rewiring your entire home, to a generator to keep your lights on, or even interest in solar energy, call on the superheroes from Current Electric. Go to callcurrent.com. That's callcurrent.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Let's play the exchange with Jordan Love because, again, I thought it worked. Because if I was Jordan Love, I'd be pissed. Like, I consider Romeo a friend. We work out together in the offseason. How do you not come to me with this? How do we not work it out? How do I not get a chance to respond and to tell you, hey, remember, I missed 2 games where we threw a total of 33 passes, which, by the way, you caught some of those in the Indianapolis game. Here's my exchange with Jordan Love.
Jordan, I'm curious, though. Let's say I'm one of your wide receivers, which would be bad for you, obviously. If I'm struggling with my role or if there's something bothering me, what's kind of your open door policy for your guys that haven't talked to you if they're struggling with something about their role or just whatever it might be?
Yeah, no, I definitely, as a quarterback, I always want the guys on the team, the guys on the offense who I'm throwing the ball to have that open door and feel they can come talk to me about anything, any situation, and, we can build on whatever might be going through that. But, it's one of those situations I love for those guys to talk, communicate with me, just so we can be on the same page, because I think, as we have a good relationship, the team will have a good, everything will be better for that.
Again, I don't expect him to go all in on criticizing Romeo Doubs publicly. I'm not asking him to do that, but I think it's pretty clear that he would have been happy to help him through this, and that begs further questions about why didn't Romeo Doubs do that. I see Ryan in the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube comments, pointing to the comment that I've made many times about how last year in training camp, Romeo said, I learned a lot from Aaron even without him talking to me. Maybe there was... Aaron Rodgers believed that he's got his own batch of issues out there in New York right now. Aaron Rodgers believed he sufficiently did talk to Romeo Doubs. Clearly wasn't enough in Romeo's opinion. But maybe there's more to this, and maybe that's another breadcrumb on our journey trying to figure out not only where things stand now, but where they go moving forward. All right, there's a bunch of other things I want to get to. But, again, were you happy with your role with Johnson & Sons Paving? With Johnson & Sons, well, they would have just gotten rid of you because you weren't that good. But they would have loved to have had that conversation.
Yeah, Johnson & Sons, if I don't show up, and I then didn't show any remorse, Johnson & Sons Paving, I'd want them to say, but I also want you to get ready for spring. And you do it now, and you call Johnson & Sons Paving to make sure no pavement hazards have gotten worse over the winter. Potholes and cracked curbs and drainage issues. If things are bad now, call Johnson & Sons Paving to get it fixed. Schedule a free, no obligation quote and a walkthrough of your pavement. They'll be able to see signs of asphalt pavement, work that is needed by spotting. I know, I feel confident. Fatigue, cracking, standing water, warping, buckling, sinking pavement, or more. Don't scare away your customers or tenants with bad curb appeal. Book now. Save money later. JohnsonSonsPaving.com.
I want to workshop the poll question. I want to understand how fans view this now. We've talked about it a lot. We'll do that as we roll on. Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strofe. The Green and Gold got a win last weekend, looking to make it 2 in a row. Sunday at Lambeau Field against Arizona. Join me and Super Bowl champion Jared Bush beginning at 9 a.m. It's Green Bay Game Day, live from Green Bay, getting you ready ahead of kickoff.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Sunday morning starting at 9, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Joe Fortenbaugh.
These 12 games are going to go a long way towards shaping how we remember him, right? We want to talk legacy. Let's start with the positive. Next 12 games go well. They don't need to go incredibly well, but they go well enough to where the Jets are in the playoffs. That's a big winning ticket in Rodgers' pocket because Rodgers fancies himself an intellectual. He's smarter than everybody else in the room. I'm not saying he isn't. He's a brilliant quarterback, but Rodgers kind of knew better in Green Bay all those years, right? They're not getting me any help through the draft. They're not bringing any wide receivers in. Here in New York, there may have been the problem with Salah and the way things have been handled. Okay, fine. Rodgers winning out in some of these power struggles. You take this team to the playoffs after Salah's out, you can look around and see, never should have doubted me. And we remember him as a guy with 4 MVPs, a Super Bowl, and he did something with the Jets that no one else really ever does with the Jets, lead them to success, lead them to the postseason.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text STREAK to 321-321. That's STREAK to 321-321.
Sarah, do you know what Monica has cooked up for Sweetest Day?
Here she comes. Let's ask her.
Monica, we were wondering what you've cooked up for Sweetest Day.
Imagine a pendant with the classic perfect Valentine's heart.
The kind a grade school boy would draw for his girlfriend.
Okay, so what makes it special?
The heart is made of bright cherry red ceramic, and it's surrounded by 18 tiny little newborn diamonds.
Ceramic?
18 diamonds?
Yeah, cherry red ceramic with 18 newborn diamonds, and it's only $128.
I don't know how many of those we made, but we didn't make enough. What else have we got?
A long stem American Beauty Rose, 100% natural.
Why would someone come to Kessler's for that?
Because our full-size American Beauty Roses are preserved forever under a shimmering layer of pure 24-karat gold.
Kessler's Gold Roses are back!
And they're just $99 for Sweetest Day.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
So I didn't put a poll in the field, but I
didn't
did
do
ask.
it either yesterday, did you?
Well,
that's great polls. Yeah.
That would have been a good question. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. What is that? You didn't do it either. You're the producer of the damn show.
I asked you. You said you were going to do it.
Yeah. What were those questions again? I don't know.
Dobbs. Something with Dobbs. Oh, no. Favre, Rodgers, Love. Something along those lines.
Yeah, the window is closed. The Pella window is
closed. Would you be content with Jordan? Jordan Love is Brett Favre on the field.
That's what it was.
Would you be content with that?
Yeah.
Oh, I could have used that yesterday. If you'd have suggested it in that form, I would have just done it that way. It would have gotten posted. I have not posted the poll, yes, but I did post this question as I shared the YouTube links as well. Things feel unresolved with Romeo Doubs. You think that's a fair way to describe it, by the way?
Very fair. Yes.
As a Packers fan, are you concerned about where things stand with Doubs? Do you care? Now, I would add, but I ran out of characters, I think you should. But maybe you don't. But I think you should. And I know Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love are concerned. I'm very concerned. I'm very convinced of that. Because they should be.
Yeah. Did you capitalize you like you always do?
Of course.
Yeah, pour you in, Coach. The thing, the margin for victory in this league is so slim that why coaches are always so interested in the distraction piece of this and having that's why they do these team organized activities and those bonding deals, because the great teams have that. That's how you weather these storms that are going to inevitably hit your football team. You typically don't want them to be self-induced, because that's when you get into big-time trouble. And you can maybe let this thing fester for a little bit, but unlike Jesse's musty mac and cheese, where you let it fester forever, you better get this thing. You don't let that stuff fester, because next thing you know, it's molded, and then you're eating mold, and next thing you know, your season's over. So, and I don't want to be overly dramatic about it, but this better not drag on. I'm okay. I'm not panicked yet. But I don't love what happened yesterday. I really felt like it would go a certain way. And the fact that it didn't, when I know people in that building that are involved in the player development and all of those things, I know what they would be telling him. I know how they would want this thing to be handled. The locker room needs to handle this. Jordan needs to go. I think Jordan needs to really, at this point, it's hard to go and you need to go have a hard conversation with your buddy and you need to get this thing squared away one way or the other. And if he is not interested in doing that, that's on him. You can only do so much before you have to say, okay, this is not going to help us moving forward. And we need you, by the way, 8-7. But we need you. We don't need that version of you. Because that version of you is not going to help us win against the Arizona Cardinals or any other football team. We may be able to overcome it. So that's why this is a big deal. This is so unprecedented. And I'm honestly shocked that yesterday wasn't, I guess, molded in a different way. I really felt like with how this organization operates and with the leadership and with how it goes, this cannot linger to Sunday. Maybe today will be the day. And then, okay, should have been a day earlier, but we can live with that. If it's not today, get your breakfast. Get it tomorrow. It's got to be done sooner rather than later.
All right, we have
not after breakfast, now.
All right, so look, we're going to go into the 10 o'clock hour here. And yes, I am reading the YouTube comments. And there's a couple that I need to address.
Oh.
No. But
I'm not going to lie to you. I love this new you digging in to the YouTube comments.
Yeah, me too.
I have a fun little idea that I don't know, Jesse. Are we going to be able to pull off the Digi-only fun idea today? Or is that,
if we do, it'll be in the 11
days?
o'clock hour, and I'm working on it. It's funny how you started the show saying
you
don't
like Jesse's getting annoyed with me.
It's funny how you
Jason.
started the show talking about how you don't like passing things off to other people, and then you start the first commercial break with, hey, I got this idea, make this happen.
Did I send a note last night about doing this? So I'm not going to get into the details of this. I won't. I can, and I will. But has anyone else noticed Jesse, as he's now in this new slimmed-down version, a little more irritable? Maybe a little crankier when I bring up it, because normally he'd laugh.
He's
about,
feeding
oh,
for
there's
a
Tausch,
glazer.
put more work on my plate. Now all of a sudden he is getting upset and irritated with me trying to do a Digi-only fun little thing for our fans.
But he looks great.
He looks great. Irritable, cranky, but looks
you
great.
Saw him, you saw him at Steinhoffel's. He wanted that glazer.
I did want the glazer. Oh, it was right there.
Oh, you should have seen him
there
at the GBO. He was asking, should I eat this sandwich that Joe Thomas brought from Gotham Bagels? And I said, you're doing great. I don't think so, as I'm stuffing my face with a beautiful sausage, egg, and cheese bagel sandwich. And to Jesse's credit, he didn't. And
I want to get to these as much as I'd love to talk about how good you look and how irritable you are. I want to get to these YouTube comments because I'm pissed because I don't know how much more respectful I can be of someone's mental health. This is related to the football team that he plays for. Okay, so I have multiple times talked about that possibility. And Romeo's not listening to this show. I don't think he's sitting at home. He should be.
I ain't gonna lie to you. If he listened to us on Tuesday, he'd be in a lot better spot. Or yesterday, or today. He doesn't have to. But we're literally giving him free advice that is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I give the greatest advice all the time. I do. I give a lot of good advice. This advice I gave him would be exactly the way. This is textbook. This is how you approach this, and you're going to move forward in a good way. He should. Somebody should send him our clip. Jason, you have his number. Send him his clip.
Yeah, I'll have to send him a note. All right, so we need to kick off the 10 o'clock hour. Want to remind you, look, go to people who give you good advice. Simple, including if you've been injured. Go to Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. That's what they're there for. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666, or go to the website, gruber-law.com to find out more. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Packers escaped L.A. with a 24-19 victory over the Rams, trailing 13-10 in the third quarter. Green Bay used 2 takeaways and 2 touchdowns to go up 11 to take control of the game. Head coach Matt LaFleur proud of how his guys continued to battle.
Anytime you got a quarterback of Matthew Stafford's caliber, you're probably going to be in for a dogfight, and that's exactly what it was today. And I'm happy that our guys showed the resiliency that we need to have, you have to have, in order to go on the road and win.
The 3-2 Packers are back home at Lambeau Field Sunday to take on the 2-3 Arizona Cardinals. Kickoff is at noon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivateba.com/MVP to book today.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Brust and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And yes, I'm irritated. Look, I have a lot of flaws. But a lack of empathy and sympathy is definitely not one of them. In fact, I'm probably at the other end of the spectrum of that. I'm probably too concerned about people's feelings all the time. And if you think that I have not considered what mental health aspect might be part of this story, then I don't know why you listen to this show. Because you haven't been paying attention. Because that is not who I am. And yes, that pisses me off. We are discussing from a team perspective. Tausch said it. The margin for victory, the difference between winning and losing in this league. I don't want to do the Al Pacino speech in Any Given Sunday, but it is a thin line. And if you have a player that is behaving in this manner, it does affect your team. It affects the guys that care about him. It affects the guys that are pissed off at him. It affects the chemistry of your team. It matters. So, no, I am not unsympathetic to whether or not he has some sort of a issue. But these guys are too harsh. Romeo might have mental issues or might be on the spectrum, and 2 radio guys have no right to get into his business. Come on, man. I think, if anything, we have been more considerate of Romeo than most.
Especially last week. And
I am telling you, because I work in the building, It is not resolved. It's not. When the guy that stuck up for him the most in Christian Watson says that it's going to be, and I quote, definitely weird for a while. It is not resolved. And so, do we care about Romeo Doubs, the person? I do. I don't take this lightly. And if you have to have a member of the staff come to your house to perform a wellness check because you didn't come to work, that is serious. No one is taking this lightly on this show. And I am disappointed that there would be anyone who knows us that would think otherwise. But this is a topic, and we are doing our job, and we are doing it as considerately as possible. But he screwed up, whatever the reason. And if you were in his locker room with him, you would be bothered by this. Jordan Love is bothered by this. And let me ask you this. What exactly are you going to do with him on Sunday? Given where things stand now. I don't know how much more clearly I could state this. He doesn't owe me an apology. He doesn't. But he does owe his teammates an apology. And I don't get the sense that that occurred. So I don't think it's unfair to have this conversation. It's just not. Okay.
No, it is. This is what we're doing. And as far as all of the other stuff goes, if that's the case, take a break from your team. Go and do what you need to do. Nobody is saying, if that's the case, don't come back. This is a hard job. Not our job. The NFL. That is a hard job playing. And it is, you are under, I thought when I played there was scrutiny. There is scrutiny on scrutiny on scrutiny now. It is so much more scrutinized than ever before. And everybody's got opinions. And there's more shows. And there's just a lot of stuff that is going on. And it is a high-pressure, intense deal. And it is a mental drainer on players. Because everything you do, you have a bad play, and it is going to blow up. And it's going to do this. And you have to have all your stuff in order. And you have to have a good group around you that's going to help. And if you're not having that, you need to find it or get help. That is all. And trust me, the way the NFL is operating, they understand that too. Mm-hmm. There are resources and there are things. But this is a big boy business. And it is about production. And if you are not up for it, you're not going to play. And that's okay. But what's not okay is to kind of go one way and then just act in another way, and you're not. You need to be all in. This is not I can only be doing this. It's a demanding deal. And for anyone that thinks that we don't understand that, Jason, you're right. I have been overly considerate of that. Whereas 15 years ago, I wouldn't have been, if I'm being honest.
Right.
I would have just said, bruh. So when this happens, I would have thought you've had a full week to deconstruct and to kind of think things through. And if you're still in that position, I don't think you're going to help this football team. Now, can things change? Obviously they can. But when your diagnosis of the situation and listening to everybody that spoke on this issue yesterday, there's still a lot there. And in an NFL locker room, that is not a good place to be. So I hope that if that is the case, and whoever the YouTube commenter is, and I'm always leery.
Well, there's a few of them. Look, let me just clarify something, okay? And this is going to sound sappy and sensitive and whatever else, but that's fine. Look, I spend a lot of time around players, and I am not a fan. We do all that crap. That's fine. But I care about people. right? I mean, Jordan and I had an exchange again yesterday because I hadn't talked to him one-on-one at all, and I said, hey, still didn't slide on that 3rd and 12 that everybody's talking about how good you looked on. He's like, I'm getting the first down, Jay. I'm getting the first down. Okay, well, when you get hurt and you get a concussion and you put your Super Bowl chances like Rodgers did in 2010 in danger, I'm gonna get after you. But look, and I say this, and I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but I love you, man, and I care about you, and we don't make CTE jokes around here. We don't do that kind of stuff, and it's because. And if this makes me worse at my job, I would argue it makes me better at my job. But when I'm talking to Josh Myers about losing his dad, that affects me. I care about the guys I cover. Now, are there some jackasses that are jerks that I don't quite care about as much? Yes. But these guys play a violent sport that I do not have the bravery to play. I quit football my freshman year at Martin Luther about 2 weeks in and played golf. Much safer. But they're not just dudes in helmets that I interact with them every day. I'm excited for Bo Melton to play against his brother on Sunday. I think that's a cool story. So don't get it twisted that I don't care about Romeo. But I have to deal with the reality of what it means for the football team that I cover. And I have to deal with what the players within that locker room are feeling and talk about that too. And when the guy who is the most supportive of you publicly also acknowledges some of the aspects of this that would indicate to me that it is unresolved, I'm going to tell you it's unresolved. And I'm telling you it's unresolved. And if that's because he has mental health issues that he's going through, or if it's just because he's selfish and pissed off, I don't know. But they have a psychologist on their staff. Dr. Chris Carr works in the building. He's there more than Doc McKenzie is to look at your knee. So there are resources available. And to your point, if he needs to step away, then he needs to step away. If that's truly what this is. But let's be clear, that's not what he did. He met with Matt LaFleur on Monday. He came to work yesterday. I'm guessing is at work today. So that's the choice he's making. And we're going to have the conversation because that's what we're here for. But do not come at me as being insensitive to what might be going on with him. Just don't do that, please. All right. Speaking of conversations with players, we've got coming up a conversation that we had with Rasheed Walker. I'm not going to pretend that it's live because you're wearing different clothes. I actually washed the clothes that I wore the other day when we did the interview.
I wore a similar red shirt to the one I had the other day. So thanks, Tausch.
So there, and I can tell you that we did not ask.
Oh, you want to act like that's live? Like Sheed is not at meetings and practice because he's doing our interview? Like, come on now.
I just wanted to make sure people understood that we weren't trying to pull a fast one. All right.
I was trying to pull a fast one.
Maybe. I did think it would be funny if I was wearing the same outfit when it came across the video. All right, so we need to get to trivia coming up. Tausch, you need to tell us about Prize Picks first.
Oh, Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Over 10 million users, the easiest, most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And all you do, pick more or less on a 2 to 6 player stat projection. Watch the winnings roll and get in on the daily action with your pals. Become part of this fun little Prize Picks community that we have. Can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks, the best way to win real money this season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn those sports opinions that you have, and you can turn it into real cash all season on Prize Picks. Sign up today. Get $50 instantly when you play a $5 entry. Don't even need to win to receive that $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Download the app today. Use code WI. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run.
Your
game.
Sorry, I wasn't ready.
You're all rattled by this.
I am rattled. I'm still reading comments.
Stay off the YouTube comments.
Get off of YouTube. Unless we're going to do Dynasty Daddy, which I know Jesse's going to get set up in the 11 o'clock hour.
And I need to look up what that is. All right. Jesse, what's today's trivia category? What caller do you want?
It's the Immaculate Grid is what he's referring to. I don't know why it's taken him 2 years longer than everyone else to discover the Immaculate Grid, but it's
fun.
What's the Immaculate Grid?
It's a fun deal. We're going to do it on Digi only today.
Okay. Do I have to find out what it is first?
Do a little research during our live interview with Rasheed Walker. Do a little research on the Immaculate Grid.
During our live interview with Rasheed Walker. Well done. All right. What's today's category and what caller do you
Trivia in the trenches today. Questions about Packers offensive and defensive linemen.
Oh, you know what? Because Rasheed's live, I was going to take trivia off, but now I can't. I can't take that because it's trenches. I can't take trenches off.
No, you can't. Or
Jason,
most
I'm going
other
to let
days
you.
You're a little,
why don't you go get your washer fixed?
I'm not going to take the segment
Take a
off.
blow.
I don't need a blow.
You're trying to get a pickleball game in mid-show here or what?
No. All right.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Caller 87. No. Let's do caller 15. 844-770-3776.
8 plus 7.
Yeah, there you have it. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. We shall play trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strope. The Green and Gold got a win last weekend, looking to make it 2 in a row. Sunday at Lambeau Field against Arizona. Join me and Super Bowl champion Jared Bush beginning at 9 a.m. It's Green Bay Game Day, live from Green Bay, getting you ready ahead of kickoff.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Sunday morning starting at 9, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella, how'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2024.
The little one just took her first steps. Her stride? Wobbly.
Oh my gosh, she's doing
Her parents? Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, watch out.
But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. So while you're monitoring and protecting her every move, you can do the same for your credit score, too. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tausch here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Don't miss a moment of football this season at 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, and game day specials. What more could you need? If you're not at the game, this is the place to be every Saturday and Sunday. View the vendor list and 30 self-serve beer options at 3rdstreetmarkethall.com. That's 3rdstreetmarkethall.com.
Football season is off and running. Don't miss out on the exciting game day experience this season in Green Bay. Ticket King is the place for green and gold tickets. With offices in Milwaukee and Green Bay, Ticket King is your local and most trusted source to buy Green Bay tickets. Experience Green Bay football this season by visiting theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007. Reach out now for available tickets to Sunday's game against Arizona. Follow Ticket King on Facebook and Instagram. The place to get tickets is theticketking.com.
For your fellow fanatics,
and your number one fans. For your game day compatriots and your everyday companions. For your personal cheerleaders and your personal heroes. For the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Learn more at deltadentalwi.com today.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and I have great news. Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha has the Volvo you want in stock and ready to drive home today.
Come see our full lineup of Volvo SUVs, the XC90, XC60, and XC40.
So stop by Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha and take a test drive.
Plus, you'll be part of Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and gourmet coffee service. Integrity and customer satisfaction will always be the force that drives our business. At Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha, go to volvocarswaukesha.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
All right, let's get to trivia so we can get to Rasheed Walker, who's on hold right now.
Sheed, hey man, 9 on 7. No, I can't do 9 on 7 today. But hey, 1-on-1 pass pro. No. I got Wilde and Tausch.
LaFleur actually got confused. He did the late practice yesterday, thinking that's when Rasheed was coming on.
You guys are beauties. But you thought you wearing the same shirt and maybe the same type of quarter zip was going to make. Like, what are you two thinking?
I just didn't know. I just didn't know how we intended to handle it, so I thought better safe than sorry. I washed the shirt right away, had the hat ready. Anyway,
Arizona's defensive front. They're going to do a lot of different stunts. Hold up, coach. Coach, can't do it. We got Wilde and Tausch to promote my bowling bit.
Big event
can't
coming
do
up.
it.
Yeah.
Let's welcome in mailman Matt. Matt, good morning. How are you?
Long time no talk.
How do we know that Matt's even live right now? If we're lying on the next segment,
it could be taped.
How many questions did he get right? All right, Matt. The category is trivia in the trenches, and a man who spent 11 years in the trenches of the NFL, Mark Tauscher, has question number 1.
All right, Matt. Which current Packers offensive lineman has started the most games with the Green Bay Packers? Is it Elton Jenkins, Josh Myers, or Frank, I've been here for 30 years, Winters?
Elton Jenkins.
No, it's I've been here for 30 winters.
That worked just fine without your little edit there.
Hey, Jesse, that was on me.
It was actually much better without your edit, if I do say so myself.
Jesse, I am wrong. Because the meme is I've been here for 30 years. That's what it was. I should have not added it. I was wrong. I apologize.
That's all right. I'll edit it when we play this back later.
Question 2, Matt, is this. Of these current Packers, which player ranks highest on the team's list of all-time sack leaders? So of these 3, which one is the highest on the active sack, on the all-time sack leader list? Is it Preston, don't call me Zadarius Smith, Kenny Clark Kent? No, that doesn't work.
Barr.
Yeah, but the middle the nickname's got to be in the middle somewhere. So Kenny Clark.
Okay.
Or
great job.
Or don't judge. Or Rashawn Gary.
Rashawn, I didn't set the record this year, Gary.
I'm going to go with Rashawn.
Good guess, but no. Would you like to try to Tausch it?
Preston Smith.
Then I would go with Preston.
I'm going to guess Preston.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
well, you wouldn't have Taushed it then. Preston Smith is correct. Even though it's an every other year thing, he has more career sacks than Rashawn Gary does right now. Tausch, you got question 3.
All right, Mailman Matt. Which of these Packers offensive linemen did not play college football at a school currently in the Big Ten? Tricky question. Very tricky. Is it Sean Ryan, Zach Tom, Rasheed Walker?
Zach Tom.
Yes, sir.
Matt, where did Zach Tom play college football?
I'm not sure, but I just knew what the other two were. They had been in the Big Ten, so.
Sean Ryan played at UCLA. Rasheed Walker played at Penn State. Zach Tom played at Wake Forest.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Deacons. Which is not
a
member of the Big Ten, like you said. Well done. All right.
Not yet. Who knows?
Maybe they're headed to the Pac whatever number that's
Would you rather have Wake Forest or Rutgers? Or Vanderbilt?
North Carolina. I'd go North Carolina. Oh, Vanderbilt would be fun. Head to Nashville. Selfishly for me, I'd pick Vanderbilt.
There you go. You're getting that media hang of it really well these days. All right, that's it for trivia. Well done, Matt. You got.
Love you guys.
Analyst. Love you too, buddy.
Love
Thanks.
you, Matt.
Love you guys.
We love you, Matt. Love you, Matt. Let's go. Let's get a cheer going.
We don't have time for that. We have to get the Rashawn
Walker.
Live from the practice field, Rasheed Walker just stopped all the scouting. All of his individual drills. He just shut it down. He is coming on our show live to do that.
He's actually leaving the team. He's actually leaving the team meeting. Where never mind. All right, Tausch, tell us about Coors Light before we hear from.
It is
Rashawn
brewed with a 3-step
Rasheed.
cold process. It's cold lagered, it's cold filtered, it's cold packaged. It's beautiful. Born in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado in 1978, Coors Light is refreshing. It is crisp, and it's only 102 calories. That's why it is Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We will hear from Rasheed Walker. Is it live or is it Member X? You be the judge. He joins us. Well, he's scheduled to appear next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.
Process was easy. It really, truly was. And the individuals that work at Mentality, very helpful, very respectful. It was an easy out. You go in a week after, they give you the results right away. And once you find that you're able to do it, just that thought, the energy already picked up a little bit. Most of it could have been mentally wise, but knowing that, hey, I get to start this, it was incredible.
Learn more today at LowTUSA.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Bruston Nortman. I love this time of year. Playoff baseball, the start of hoop season, and of course, football. I'm all about watching the action on the gridiron with a carbless in my hand. Premium, ready-to-drink cocktails with no malt, no carbs, and no sugar. Vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, black raspberry, and lemon lime, and classic cocktail flavors like Paloma or Margarita. Find Carbless at your local grocer and enjoy game day. Carbless. Less is more.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at Bucks.com/tickets. That's Bucks.com/tickets.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School Open House is October 13th. If your family is interested in becoming part of the CMH tradition, make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 13th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. As the only school awarded the Exemplary Award for Academic Excellence by the Archdiocese, find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty and coaches, learn about all the clubs and extracurricular activities. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
Kyle Walsh here from ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Bruston Nortman, and football season is back, and you know I'm watching every snap with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app in my hand. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. You make picks for your pick'em entry and choose if a player will go higher or lower when it comes to their stats. Maybe it's Jordan Love higher than 2.5 touchdown passes, or even Tyreek Hill lower than 150 receiving yards. Over 1 million fans got in on the action last season, and it is time for you to jump aboard. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app at UnderdogFantasy.com or sign up using promo code KBN, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code KBN to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Join me this football season and win big. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards and save big money. Steel roofing adds value to your home and offers superior wind and hail resistance. Choose from 29 beautiful colors available in cut-to-your-length panels for less waste and fast installation. View our entire selection of steel roofing today on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for other hot deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Wilde and Tausch back with you, and joining us now. Not only is he the left tackle for the Green Bay Packers, but he is also hosting Bowling for Their Future at Buzz Social in Green Bay, taking place next Monday, October 21st, benefiting Rasheed's charitable foundation, Youth is the Future. It is Rasheed Walker on Wilde and Tausch. Rasheed, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Well, before we get into the good works you're doing and what kind of a difference you're making, the important question here is, what kind of bowler are you? Are you any good?
Well, look, I'm a competitor. I'm not gonna make it seem like, I'm tight, bring my own bowling ball to the lanes, but you know what I'm saying? I compete, with them guys. You know what I'm saying? I can grab a stock ball and, get some strikes. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a shooter.
Well, the good news for you is Jesse Nelson, our producer. Jesse, you would call yourself an elite level bowler, right?
100% I would call myself an
Whether
elite,
you are or not is another issue. But
a $2.99 game to my name, Rasheed. So I don't know if you want that kind of competition walking into the Buzz Social on the 21st.
Hey, we want all the smoke. We need to see you there. We need to see that $2.99.
We're only as good as our coaches, and obviously you've had Steno and you've got Luke Butkus. Are you interested in Jesse giving you a couple of pointers before the event?
I gotta see. But look, come on. I'm down for the pointers. I don't want to get my hopes up too high. He said he bought a $2.99.
Yeah, and Rasheed, he's the voice of Bowling TV, Bowl Stream TV. What if you're putting a number? What do you want? 120? What's going to be a number that you're not going to be? You'll be disappointed if you bowl less than.
I'm at least try to get a 180.
Woo! That's good. Bowl.
That's a good 180 is pretty good. That's a good number. That's a solid number.
I'm really trying. I really need to lock in and go to the lane and practice today. But I feel like since I'm hosting the event, I'm not a professional bowler, but like I can't go out and be a bust.
Well, let's talk about the event. And by the way, the fact that Rasheed got after Jesse right away, he's fitting right in on the show. I feel like Tausch, when you take those days off of the off season, maybe we get Rasheed as a cousin sub of the day. One of those days, cousin subs.
I'd love it if he did. I don't know if he wants to take that kind of pay cut, though. That might be the problem with
you seventh-round picks. You stick together.
But yeah, man.
All right, Rasheed, so let's talk a little bit first about your foundation. You call it Youth is the Future. It's focused on empowering the next generation through sports, education, and community involvement. Help us understand what made you decide to start this and what your goals are with it.
I mean, just to be short, I feel like as the, organization says, the youth is the future. Like, I really feel like that's a very true statement. So what my nonprofit organization is pretty much meant for is just to invest in the youth. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you got to look at the youth as like seeds. And, for a seed to grow, you need the right foundation. You need the right soil, the right nutrients, you know what I'm saying, to be, put inside you. So I feel like just when I think about the youth and stuff, all I think about is potential. And I feel like, every kid just deserves a chance, just a chance, so that's why what we do is we just provide support and stability just for youth when it comes to, education, extracurricular activities, sports, mentorships. Like, we just want to be like a safe space for, that kids and the youth can go to when, they just need that extra help. Like, what I want to do in the future is I want to build my own recreational center and have it in my hometown, because honestly, when I look back at my childhood and my upbringing, I feel like I was in the Boys and Girls Clubs a lot. I felt like that really kept me on track to be where I am now, because if it wasn't for the Boys and Girls Clubs, after school, as a kid, if you're not doing nothing to keep you occupied, it's easy to just get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like kids are missing a lot of that. Just, a safe environment for them to, just be kids and, not worry about, somebody being a bad influence to them, but not worrying about, what I'm saying, just doing something they're not supposed to be doing. Like, I learned about football in the Boys and Girls Clubs. I didn't know that I wanted to be an athlete until I got into the Boys and Girls Club. So I just feel like if I can, do something for my community and, just have just be able to give back and just support the youth and invest in the youth, I feel like, they'll just make the world a better place, or at least help.
So let's talk a little bit about bowling before we talk about football. Now, the event, again, is on Monday the 21st. It's at Buzz Social here in Green Bay. It is the inaugural Bowling for Their Future charity bowling fundraiser. Now, who do you have lined up? Which teammates have you gotten? Are there some ringers in there that are really good bowlers that are going to be involved? And then how do regular fans that want to support your cause and be part of it get involved with it too?
For my lineup, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to say too much, because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to spoil it for everybody, so you got to come and see who you see. But, it's going to be a great event. All proceeds will go to the nonprofit, which, all that will be invested back into, our communities and the youth. Tickets are on the website. I'm going to send that to you guys so you guys can post it.
So it's on your IG. I see you've got the link in your bio on your Instagram page. So like Jesse, if he wants to go clean up and show everybody what a great bowler he is, he just has to click on that link, and then he can sign up and get tickets that way, right?
Yeah.
And we'll get it on our social media channels too. But so is the quarterback in or out? That's really the question here.
Hey, he is in. He is in.
All right.
He's in.
I was gonna say, he's no fool. You think his blindside protector? He's not going to come to his bowling event? Like, we all know Jordan's smarter. Yeah, he's not missing that.
Yeah, he's in. He's in for sure. I didn't want to say too much, but yeah, he's in. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Once you get in, it's going to be food, drinks, just a lot of fun, good music. It's going to just be a good night for the community, and hopefully, it can snowball into something even better, because it's really just all for the community that's really what it's about.
All right, Sheed, let's talk a little ball. And first off, the way way training camp, we got to see you at the tailgate tour, and I just loved the fact you had that quiet confidence about you. You had Wilde and other reporters asking, they drafted a guy first round. He's going to come in, and you just didn't seem wavered at all. It was, I'm going to go do my job, and this is going to be my job at left tackle, and that's kind of how it played out.
Yeah. I mean, as far as all that stuff, I feel like, a big tactic that I use just to control what I can control. At the end of the day, all that stuff, the draft and everything, who we pick up, is all to make the team better. You know what I'm saying? Nobody above the team. So, that's just the best way I can put it. My main focus to me is just to, just keep on just being better than I was the day before. So if I can do that and I can be able to contribute to the team by doing that, that's the best I can do.
Yeah, and, the beginning of the season, there were a couple of holding penalties and things like that. We've seen that get cleaned up, and that's obviously something you're always trying to. But is it me? Now, I'm a former offensive lineman, kind of ticky-tack. Some of that stuff, it's a little ticky-tack, some of those holding penalties that got called early. You're not going to get fined, I don't think, for saying anything. But how do you go about that where you feel like – I don't think – because if you get beat, you get beat and you hold. But some of them, like the guys running by the field and they throw a flag, how do you handle that moving forward? Because that's pretty frustrating. And then you have, that narrative starts happening, and then you clean it up and you go forward.
I mean, that's like that situation. So it's like, just playing offensive line, period. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you guys know, you only, like the plumbers of the world, you only get called out when stuff is going bad. So I the officials, they just doing their job. Have I cleaned up my technique? Yes. What I say, you know what I'm saying, and personally for me, I feel like I'm the best at what I do, but. Would I take a hold call rather than get my quarterback hit? Yes. So, or sometimes I can be a little aggressive, but to answer your question, I feel like early in the season I may kind of been in camp mode still. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You don't got really too many officials on the field, like real officials on the field during camp mode. So I could have been in camp mode, but yes, I definitely care. So I cleaned everything up. And I don't plan on getting any more penalties and costing the team.
Sheed, I want to talk a little bit about your journey, and I thought our buddy Rob Domofsky did a really good job telling your story on ESPN.com for folks that didn't know it. But, Tausch was a 7th-round pick like you, but he was a one-year starter in college, and I don't think anybody realized how good of an athlete and good of a player he was. And then, obviously, he has his 11-year NFL career. You were a 7th-round pick, but if you were healthy, you're not a 7th-round pick. You'd had the knee thing. And not only that, but as we learned from Rob's story, the Packers basically they added something to your contract to protect them if your knee was an issue. And how lucky were they to get you in the 7th round now that they've got a franchise left tackle that they used that they got as a 7th round pick? When you look at your journey, Tausch always talks about how you have to end up in the right place and the situation matters. It was not fun sitting and redshirting your first year, but how much better of a situation could you have found yourself in, even if you didn't get drafted as high as you wanted to?
Shoot, the draft, I always tell people that whole draft night experience for me, it was really one of the probably most, I want to say, devastating / dramatic days of my life. But that just goes to show, you just, you know what I'm saying, you just got to always put your faith in God. I can't really say where I would have went if it wasn't for, the circumstances, but I would say that I was just very, when I got the opportunity, I just knew what I had to do. And, you know what I'm saying? I just knew that no one cared, about, no one cared about, what was said after that. I knew I had to go out there and, earn every day, earn everything. So, that was pretty much my mindset. And me as a person, like that's kind of my character. I'm a worker. I like to work for what I get. So, I mean, that really wasn't an issue for me. I just need to, just keep my head on straight and just stay focused for real. So, because I knew, like, I'm confident enough to know that, I'm really good at what I do. And I love to compete. So, once I got the opportunity and, I sniffed around and, saw what I was working with, I just hit that gas and my foot still on the gas. So, that's how that goes.
Sound a lot like another offensive lineman I know that I spend every day with here on the show, although he's a worker. He was a worker as a player. I don't know quite as much as a radio host. Rasheed, again, the event is on Monday, October 21st. It's at Buzz Social, which is a great facility. There's lots of space. There's a game room. There's all the bowling alleys. It's a really great event. We're excited for you to have it, to support your nonprofit organization. Youth is the Future. They're calling it Bowling for Their Future. It's the inaugural event. Again, if you go to Rasheed's Instagram page, and we'll get the link posted on the Wilde and Tausch Twitter feed and on Facebook as well, but it's at Rasheed.Walker, and then the link is in the bio if you want to get tickets. I don't think you'll get charged extra to bowl with Jesse if he ends up going, but you may have a chance to bowl with the quarterback instead of Jesse. Rasheed, I love that you're doing this. I enjoy our time when we get to talk in the locker room. I did find it interesting that you answered questions about the penalties from Tausch, and I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about something else.
He's got it all cleaned up now.
I'm gonna explain it. I'm gonna explain it because this is the thing. This is a video interview. So like, I feel like I did an interview about the penalties prior to that, and I feel like this is just my theory. I said the interview. The next game we had, I got 2 penalties. I feel like the refs had a conference and said, "Oh yeah, we're going to show Rasheed Walker. We're going to show Rasheed Walker. He wants to be on behalf of us. We're going to show." And they flagged me 2 penalties. I'm like, damn, I don't want to say nothing else about the refs. Like, I don't got nothing else to say.
Our show is big with the officials community.
Yeah, lots of refs watching our show. Hey,
Corolla.
We were all good. We had a better conversation than we would have had about the penalties anyway, and this was a great conversation as well. I will see you at Lambeau in the locker room. We're excited for your bowling event. I hope it's the first of many. Rasheed Walker, we appreciate you, buddy.
All right, man. Thanks, guys.
That is Rasheed Walker, Packers left tackle. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This on air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you. Rest big, lose big. GKB founder and CEO Craig Karmazin finished dead last in our Cover 5 League. And his punishment? 24 hours in a George Webb restaurant. Tune in starting at 11 a.m. Friday to ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube page for Craig's pancake payoff. Will he eat enough to be done before sundown? Or will he be there into the wee hours of the morning? Tune in Friday starting at 11.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella? How'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2024.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, you're at higher risk of being hospitalized from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy.
In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm here with Dr. Chris Killian. Doctor, what makes an OAW surgeon different?
A very unique factor I think that we have at our group is that every single surgeon here is fellowship trained, meaning everyone has gone through specialty training in their specific area of focus. So if you come to get your knee replaced or if you come to see me and get your shoulder done, every single person that you come and see has specific advanced training in that field.
You mentioned that your specialty is shoulders. Shoulder issues can be complicated. How do you approach your patients?
Shoulder injuries are incredibly common with either young athletes or especially as people age, people develop shoulder issues, whether it's rotator cuff issues, arthritis. So we can get a sense of it ahead of time based on what their exam is like, what their MRI is like, what they're doing in therapy. But you're right, there's a wide breadth of surgeries that luckily we have a vast array of treatments for.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Go past my shoulder, I'm one less day from dying young, and I'm not afraid of getting older. I'm one less day from dying young.
Thanks to Rasheed Walker. I saw a few folks in the YouTube comments wondering what happened to the video, and I believe Rasheed actually says in there, there's a video interview, which it was, but we had to edit it down. It was a little long. So I don't know if you lose that and then the translation, but it was a great conversation. He's a fun guy to talk to.
There is a video component, so it will be uploaded in full video on YouTube here in a few moments. And in the video, one of the things we edited out was a very video-centric portion of that interview.
That was amazing. That was the best part of the interview.
Which was a film...
100% best part.
Jeff Saturday... Here, I can actually play it for us right now if we want it. Jeff Saturday breaking down the pancake block that Rasheed put in on one of the Rams defenders the other day here. This is what it looks like here. So,
unless you're listening on the radio,
boom, just levels this guy in the secondary.
Jesse's a professional play-by-play guy, so he's delivering the play-by-play here. I was on an end around to Jaden Reed. So we're going to post that on our social media channels so people can see it. But, yeah, we're excited for Rasheed. I know you, Tausch, connected with him during the tailgate tour. You like him as a player. Not quite as much as you like Zach Tom, but you like him too.
Well, I just love his approach. And I think during that tailgate tour, I believe that maybe it was 2 weeks after the draft. And a lot of folks, including Jordan Morgan himself, had said, I'm going to be the left tackle. Well, Sheed's like, nah, I'm going to be the left tackle, and I'm going to continue to improve on my game. And I know there were some penalties, and we talked a little bit about that early in the season. it feels like he's gotten that portion cleaned up. I think part of it is the officiating, as always is the case. They are flag happy in the beginning of the season, and then it starts precipitating down, and then we get to postseason officiating, which is where this league should be all the time. And Rasheed Walker has just continued to get better and better. So I think the Packers are very fortunate that they've been able to get him, dialed in, and he's improving. And
sure,
even if Jordan Morgan, it feels like Jordan Morgan's going to be a guard in this offense. Rasheed Walker's trying to lock that spot down. He's trying to get a little bit of cash, and he's on his way to doing that if he continues to play the way he's been playing.
All right, we need to get to the 11 o'clock hour. I think people will enjoy my exchange with Matt LaFleur about the how they're going to rush Kyler Murray. Tausch, before we play that clip in the 11 o'clock hour, I am curious. Does he concern you?
Who?
Kyler Murray. Does he concern you?
Yeah, he concerns me because he's dynamic. And if you let him, you saw some of the things he did against San Francisco. He had a long touchdown run. He made a big-time play on an all-out blitz on 4th and 5 that would have wrapped the game up for San Fran. And he made the right read, and he made the right throw. He is a good quarterback, but he's inconsistent. And the thing with Kyler is you cannot – I'll be fascinated to see how Jeff Hafley approaches this, because you best contain him. You better mush rush that edge. Those inside cats, not to give away what the green and gold preview tomorrow, those inside cats better get pressure in his face. Because if you're rushing and you allow him to get outside that pocket, he is dynamic, and he's going to eat. He's going to eat if you do that. So, yes, he concerns me.
And that would be why I asked Matt LaFleur about that exact issue. We will hear his response coming up next. I want to remind you, and we were talking about this with Chad and with Andrew Steinhoffel and Danny when we were there last Friday. I love the donation system that they've put together for every time the Packers make a field goal. Steinhoffels donates $1,000 to Special Spaces Wisconsin. Every time Braden Arvison goes out there, now I want him to make it, so there's another $1,000 going to this great cause. They've been partnering with Special Spaces Wisconsin and the Packers for a while, and now they're partnering to create dream bedrooms for children battling cancer all across Wisconsin. Again, this season, every time the Packers make a field goal, Steinhoffels will donate $1,000 to Special Spaces Wisconsin. So yet another reason to root for Braden Arvison. Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress leader since 1934. They are 100% employee-owned and family-run, and they are a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
I have done in my career literally thousands of joint replacements.
Meet Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics, an acclaimed orthopedic surgeon who now advises patients try all they can do to avoid the knife and consider regenerative medicine.
I myself was able to continue skiing for 10 years after my knees started to be a problem because I accessed regenerative medicine.
Now, after 20 years of study, research, teaching, publications, and clinical experience, Dr. Scheinkup is regarded as one of of America's true pioneers.
This is the future of medicine.
Dr. Schonkopp came to QC Kinetics after seeing what they were doing around the country, helping tens of thousands of patients get lasting relief from joint pain with no surgery and no drugs.
QC is so far ahead of the game in its science, its protocols, its people, its facilities.
Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
The Island Showroom's fall lineup is packed with excitement. On Halloween, don't miss Lisa McClowry's acclaimed portrayal of the goddess of pop in The Beat Goes On, Cher. The rock anthems of Warrant bring down the house November 8th and 9th. And November 15th and 16th, country heartthrob Connor Smith hits the stage. Visit islandresortandcasino.com today to buy your Island Showroom tickets online or call 877-ISL-SHOW.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And it begins with Matt LaFleur telling me he's not going to give me the game plan. I know. I don't want your game plan. I gave it back to him, I thought. I want to get Tausch's
kind of sounded like you wanted the game plan.
No, I don't think so. And I thought I got a good answer again. Here we go again. Here is the Wilde and LaFleur show from yesterday's press conference.
Being critiqued, we've obviously asked a lot of questions about the pass rush and how you got a guy like Kyler Murray. Is there some carryover from what you guys, the approach you guys took in the first 2 weeks to the way you would want to approach him, and maybe the pass rush won't look like the gangbusters?
You want me to tell you the game plan, Jason? Well, yeah, you got to be smart. You got to be smart when you're going against a quarterback of this caliber in terms of he can make you look really silly really fast. And if you give him huge rush lanes, he's going to take advantage of it. And like I said, he can beat you with his legs. He can beat you with his arm. I think he's got a lot of talented players around him. I think they're really doing a nice job. So it's going to be a great test for our football team.
He can make you look really silly really fast. I don't want the game plan. That's exactly what I was looking for, because you just said what is obvious. If they try to get up the field like they would normally do against a Matthew Stafford or a Will Levis, he's going to break containment and he's going to be gone. And you're going to have real problems. Right? Simple. No?
Well, why'd you ask the question then, if it's so simple?
Because I want him to say it instead of me.
Well, there's no doubt, and this is always in today's NFL now, when you have a lot of dynamicity
you love that
at the
word.
Quarterback position. It puts a lot more stress on your offense or on your defense. And I think with Kyler, I'm not sure they have a ton. It's not like the old Cam Newton days, or even with Josh Allen or Lamar, where they'll have designed runs. I don't know how much of that outside of quarterback draws Arizona will do. I don't think they're going to have like a rolling sweep like we see sometimes with those guys. But the RPO game and the stress that puts on your edge defenders, it's hard. And you have to make sure you're dialed in, because it's almost as if the defensive ends now are being viewed as offensive tackles. And what I mean by that is you can make the right read 10 out of 11 times. You can crash down and tackle the back, or you can read it and get the quarterback and have contain. But if you mess up one of them, because what happened in San Fran last week, Kyler Murray's gone. And if your job is to take the quarterback, you could be perfect 10 out of 10, just like you could be 30 out of 30 in pass protection. But that 31st rep, boop, you give up a stracker, and it goes the other way. That's what you're going to be remembered. And so that it puts a lot of pressure on your edge, and in turn, a lot of pressure on your interior. I actually think it's more pressure on your interior guys because the way you mess that stuff up is by getting penetration and by forcing guys to bubble and not have direct access to the points that they're going. That's when you make your biggest plays. So this will be, I think, about as stern of a test for this defensive front seven as we've seen all season with what Kyler Murray can bring. Now, that's not saying they have the best offensive line and they have all the best skill. I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. The way this offense and what they do with Kyler, you better have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Details and every little thing you do is going to be of utmost importance in order to stop what they do on offense.
All right, we're going to shift gears, do a little Did You Hear This, the Barry Alvarez edition coming up. But before that, I am on some sort of text chain that entails Jesse and Ben Brust. And
yeah, can I unsubscribe? There's a lot of that. I want to unsubscribe to that one if I can. I don't even know what are they even talking?
Well, that's mean.
What is mean about it?
Why do you want to unsubscribe from our text chain? Maybe
well,
it's
I
a
have
very
nothing
valuable
to do with
text
it.
chain.
I don't even know. Like, what are Jason and I doing? If it was
Great
something
question.
about
we asked
Fortria or something else, I'm on board.
You asked Rasheed Walker about bowling, and Jason asked if he wanted any tips from me, and then Brust promptly, Johnny on the spot, follows up with, I beat Jesse in bowling. He can't consider himself to be the greatest bowler ever.
Okay, I want to resubscribe. Now that you give me that, I'm resubscribing to the text chain.
Well, good,
because
you're still
I
on
thought,
there.
I don't know. I didn't know what the heck they were talking about. Now that you give me that context, I like it.
You were right there for the live interview with Rasheed Walker. How did you not recognize that's what we were talking about?
I don't know. It's on me. A lot of you guys are really you're holding me accountable. And as a teammate, I appreciate you two holding me accountable.
Are you here to apologize?
And I'm taking the rest of the week off.
I have your immaculate grid ready to do during the commercial break.
I still don't know what that is. I didn't have time to look it up.
Mm-hmm. We're going to do it. Digi only this commercial break right here coming up.
All right, so before we do that, within the said text message chain, Jesse claims...
Is anybody else recognizing, and I know we're on terrestrial radio, is anyone else recognizing the fact Jesse is on TV a lot more since he's skinny?
No doubt.
Is anyone else, I've noticed it. I would love for our analytics firm, and boys, I know I ask a lot of you.
Yes,
Let's go through how much time per 3-hour show pre-Jesse, 60 days ago, compared to now. I'm guessing he's up 6 to 7x on his time on screen.
I don't believe
Jerry-Odd and Klinkster.
I don't believe there is any correlation, and if Jerry-Odd and the Klinkster are going to put that kind of time in for you, you better start paying them.
Well, we don't have any funds. We don't have funds for that. I apologize.
They all went into the brick and mortar Hall of Fame that we're building.
We have a lot of love for our analytics firm. We've given them many responsibilities. This might be their most important task we've given yet.
All right, we're burying the lead because within the text message that Tausch has unsubscribed and resubscribed to, Jesse claims that since his wager with Brust, in which Brust beat him, he has since rolled a 300 game.
9-pin. 9-pin.
Is that what you're referring to?
Count.
Was it a 300 on the scoreboard?
This is a lie, then. This is dishonest.
You don't think he'd be Jason? You don't think he'd be just shouting from the rooftops?
That's why I was so surprised.
I was shouting from the rooftops when it was a fake 300. So yeah, it's a 300. The scoreboard said 300 at the end of the round.
I was duped. Forget it.
9 of the 12 were real strikes.
It doesn't matter.
It's pretty good.
So when are we doing the thing where your arm falls off because you bowl 1,000 balls and you don't put together 12 strikes in a row?
I think I know when we're going to do it. We're going to do it when it's bowl season.
Stubbies? We doing it Stubbies?
No, I think we have a suitor in place to host the 300 challenge in one of our markets. And it might be a little bit of a drive from Sun Prairie, but I think it's going to be worthwhile. So stay tuned. Conversations are ensuing around bowl season or when we're getting ready for Bowl Stream TV. One or the other, we're going to do it.
Okay. We look forward to that.
And just for the record, you're going to go for as long as it takes to bowl 12 straight strikes. Is that what we're doing?
What?
Better start now.
Here we go, planning the show on the show again. What I think we should do is we pick 1 week, and during our show, I bowl continuously so my arm doesn't fall off. Because once we get 4 hours in, we're not going to be getting anywhere.
First off,
so you just found a way to not have to produce the show all week.
Of course he did. But
and go bowling.
Why do you
God,
think he keeps rotating people through? He is transitioning right now. That's what Jesse is doing. He's transitioning.
No, I just want to go bowling. For a good cause. We're going to make it charitable. We're going to do it during our window of time.
So I don't have to work.
And I would like for my pinky to not fall off. Like, that's
your little pinky. Oh, your pinky going to fall off, too. Oh.
I don't know. I want to get to Did You Hear This? Tausch, we did prize picks earlier in the program. So this sounds like an idea that I would not say, pour me in, coach, for. I'm not.
Oh, I'm in. Because Brust will come, too. I think Brust, they compete to see who can get their 12 straight strikes quicker.
Oh, Brust, he's not throwing a 300. There's no chance.
Well, he beat you.
Yeah, I bowled poorly. He got 5 strikes in a row and was the luckiest guy on planet
All right, this
Earth
is
that
something
day.
we're going to work out. We are going to work this out, and the first one to get the 12 straight strikes will win. We'll do a nice charitable component to it, and we'll have Tito's there on game day, which will be Lord knows when that will be. But pour me in, coach, for that. From a seat in the stands to the best seat on the couch. Root for your favorite team with your favorite team spirit. Stack a Spicy Bloody, salt the rim of a Tito Rita, or take home the win with a Tito's and anything. You're calling the game. You change up your roster or wash that lucky jersey as long as you make Tito's your first-round bottle pick. Whose house? Tito's house. Find cocktail recipes for every fan at titosvodka.com. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
A game of Did You Hear This? The Barry Alvarez on the Great Dane Huddle edition is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The Homer Hour, with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
Right now, they'd be a toss-up with the herd.
People just don't know how funny mean you are.
Come on.
Well, I mean, that's mean, but it's funny, and the funny trumps the mean, and so you laugh.
But there might be some truth to that.
Of course there's some truth to it.
The Homer Hour with Homer, weekdays from 5 to 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and what a great weekend is here. Are you ready to make some money? Those of you that have been sitting on the fence or saying, I can't afford to win, this is your deal. I've got a 2x2x2x2 special for only $32. That's 2 NFL, 2 college football, 2 bases, and 2 prop bets for only $32. It's this weekend only. Get those plays starting on Saturday. Make money for only $32 this weekend at FatJackSports.com, FatJackSports.com.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. We like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated and uncompromising. Like an award-winning men's grooming experience from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Open 7 days a week, even Sundays. Walk in anytime, and before you know it, our talented stylist will bring you back to a simpler time. A time when you were handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
At IKEA, we know the kitchen is the heart of your home. It's where family gathers after a busy day and where special moments with friends unfold. IKEA can help you turn that heart into a dream space you've always wanted. With endless styles, colors, and features, IKEA's lineup offers countless kitchen possibilities. And now, through October 29th, enjoy 10% off kitchen and appliance purchases of $5,000 or more. Save today on cabinets, countertops, appliances, and yes, even the kitchen sink. Visit IKEA Oak Creek or IKEA.com/US to start building your dream kitchen today.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Michael Farr from Racine Case. The junior putting up career-best numbers in the Eagles' shutout win against Oak Creek last Friday night. 6 catches, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns receiving for Farr in the 27-0 victory, which, by the way, ended a 16-game losing streak to Oak Creek. Farr also gets in the action on some rushing attempts and finds his way to the stat sheet as a defensive back for the Eagles as well. His breakout season helping Case to earn their automatic bid into the WIAA playoffs with still 2 games remaining. One more season to go in high school for Farr, but he is hoping to find a way to play at the next level once he graduates. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Michael Farr.
What can you do in about an hour? You could take a nap, do some cleaning, have lunch with a friend, watch your favorite show, take a yoga class, go to the gym, or buy a car. At Ewald Automotive, you'll be in and out in about an hour. Go to ewaldauto.com, select the vehicle you're interested in, and get your instant price. Get a firm trade-in offer, customize your payment option, and even add your own protection plans. Then head to the dealership, and you'll be in and out in about an hour.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivateba.com/MVP to book today.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Let's get to it. What's Barry coming on our show again? He's on that show every week, virtually.
When are we going to do a show on site with his former teammates giving him drinks and stuff?
I think it's fair. His show. Isn't that his show?
It's not the Barry Alvarez show. It's called the Great Dane Huddle.
It's not the Barry Alvarez show yet.
Oh. Okay.
But
I thought our content director is... Well, I'll ask our content director, since we're planning our show on air, what's going on?
Barry keeps showing up, and so we're going to keep putting a microphone in front of him if he wants to keep showing up.
Right.
So as long as that's the case, let's keep having Barry Alvarez on, yeah.
I thought he was, based on the TV telecast the other day, I thought he was in Naples, which I hope his home down there is safe, because that got hit pretty hard.
I haven't paid a ton of attention. It sounds like the hurricane wasn't as bad, thankfully, as everybody thought, right?
It was pretty bad for Tampa and Clearwater.
They took out the Tampa Bay Rays roof.
The Tampa Bay Rays are homeless now. They were hoping to get a new stadium. I don't know if that had been passed or not, but they were using Tropicana Field as a staging area because our neighbor is a Marine, and he went down there to help, and that's where he was like bunking in, and now the roof is gone. So, yeah, I mean, it was not as... I don't think it was as catastrophic as they were worried it was going to be, but still bad. Definitely. Whatever this show is called...
The Great Dane Huddle.
For now,
every
apparently.
week on ESPN Madison, usually Mondays from 6 to 7.
Barry Alvarez appeared on it once again, and here is a little... Did you hear this?
Consider it the radio version of a conversation at the water cooler. It's time for Did You Hear This on Wilde and Tausch.
And I know what you've been thinking, Jason. What does Barry Alvarez think of the Romeo Dobbs situation?
I have been wondering. I have to be honest.
Here is the former Badgers head coach and athletic director with his take on the Romeo Dobbs one-game suspension.
I hate that. I hate when a player is so selfish that it's more about him than it is his team. The coach is making decisions on who he's going to throw to according to game plan, and matchups, et cetera, and if you just don't, you're not getting the ball, you're not getting open enough, or haven't been, or there's a reason why you're not getting it. And if you're going to sit around and pout, then maybe you shouldn't be on the team.
Pretty harsh critique from Coach Alvarez. Barry, or your Tausch. Tausch, what do you think of what Barry had to say there about the Romeo Doubs situation?
So, Barry's obviously coached a long time, and he's a Hall of Fame coach. It's really hard to kind of piece all that together, keep it together, and you need guys that they don't have to be happy with their role. They have to accept their role, and then you figure out how you move forward. I don't have a ton of problems with what Coach said there. I think, was it selfish for what Romeo did? 100% it was. The fact that it's not resolved at this point makes me super concerned. And as a football team, from his perspective as a coach, that's the stuff that keeps you up at night. So I can completely understand his understanding of that. Now, he's not up there. He doesn't know all the interpersonal dynamics as well, but he's giving you his perspective as the old ball coach, and I firmly believe that's how he would handle it. He would be very stern and make sure you're either with us or you're not. And if you're not, that's okay. But we need volunteers. We need hungry cats that want to help our team win. And if that's not where your goals are, we need to really evaluate where we're at.
Want to update folks about Brian Bulaga because I'm not going to. I'm getting stop beating the dead horse. I'm done with Romeo Doubs. I texted with Brian Bulaga last night.
You mean like in general you're done?
No, I'm done talking about him for today.
Or just on the show?
I'm done talking about him for today.
Why?
I got Badgers clips from Barry if you want to hear
Great.
them.
I can't wait for that.
Just wait a second. It's a big story. We've all acknowledged that. It's a huge piece to what this team's doing. And now you're just going to stop talking about it?
Well, the show's almost over.
You going to talk about the hurricane instead?
What, you're going to go to Hurricane? What are you, Jim Cantora? What the? I don't know
Jim
any
Cantora.
other ones. What are you, Chuck Shortino now? Hey, Shortino, if you have can you call in? I want your take on Romeo Doubs since Wilde's going to break down barometric pressure.
Well,
what are we doing?
First of all, your guy Anderson Cooper was in Bradenton, Florida last night.
Oh, definitely. I'm not. You didn't have a 60 Minutes piece to do? Every station has to hire him?
I was being sarcastic. Tausch is not a huge fan. But we are a fan of someone else who lives in Bradenton, Florida, and that is Brian Bulaga. And so I don't think he's a huge fan either. I asked him if Anderson Cooper was bunking in with him since they were both in Bradenton. But Anderson Cooper was out in the hurricane last night, and he was getting blown around a little bit. A lot of rain, a lot of wind. But it did give me an opportunity to check in again with Brian, who had lost internet and cable as we expected. He still did have power, at least the last time I talked to him, but he and Abby and the kiddos were doing okay. So for those that are asking, which there are a number of you, last report from Brian, he doesn't have the internet. I'm guessing he probably will not be on the home hour tonight, but I'd never rule it out. But I think they're A-okay and they're safe and sound. So for Kathy, who doesn't want us to beat this dead horse anymore, and other people complaining on Twitter that we're discussing this, there is your Brian Bulaga update instead. Whoa, Nelly.
Did you hear this?
That's
we're doing Whoa Nelly.
Is
this Whoa Nelly?
Your Jason Wilde, Brian Bulaga, Anderson Cooper hurricane
Shortino,
update
need
during
ya.
Did You
Chuck.
Hear This from the Great Dane Huddle featuring Barry Alvarez.
Chuck, we need you. What do you think of Alfie's comments on Romeo Doubs? We'll get that next. All right, what do you got, Jesse?
Here is Barry Alvarez talking Badgers, saying the team took the next step in their win over Purdue.
I think we took the next step. I think the next two games are going to tell you that, because these are teams very equal to us. You're going to be in a 4-quarter game. They're going to be physical. Both teams are well coached, and we'll see if we can play it 4 quarters. It's going to be a tighter game, a different type of game than this past one was.
Tausch, you expecting a battle against Rutgers on Saturday like coach is?
Oh, big time. Rutgers is physical. Rutgers will smack you in the mouth. Rutgers, I think Alvey respects the heck out of what Greg Schiano has done with Rutgers. I do. And this will be a big test. Last week was the step that this program needed to take against a bad football team. Purdue's not good, but you did what you were supposed to do. And now I think the test out there is going to be big. A Saturday in Piscataway, it's going to be a telling day, I think, for this Wisconsin Badgers program.
Oh, come on. You didn't have another rhyme at the end there?
What else rhymes with Piscataway and Saturday?
Well, then you said it's going to be a telling day. The Badgers will have to find their way.
That's okay.
Okay.
That would have been good.
Okay.
That would have been better. I don't know. What's the weather going to be like there?
All right.
What's the weather in Jersey?
What I did there was shifted gears because I don't want to deal with people anymore today.
Listen, I totally understand what you did. I don't like what you did, and I'm going to continue to pile on what you did.
Yeah, I know.
I understand. You understand.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I just thought people would like to know how.
Do I need a vest? What I really want to know is, do I need a vest or a quarter zip in Piscataway?
So, first of all, aren't you inside of a booth?
Well, you open the windows up if you're a real pro. I know LePay's got the windows open during that broadcast, right, Tausch?
You can't call a game with no windows open.
The forecast.
That's the difference between an analyst and a media member right there.
The forecast for Saturday in Piscataway. According to the Weather Channel.
Hey, big game day in Piscataway on Saturday.
Forecast for Saturday, 75 degrees, mostly sunny.
Beautiful New
Chamber
Jersey
of Commerce
day.
day in Piscataway.
2% chance of rain, winds north by northwest at 9 miles per hour. So you don't need a vest, but you could probably get away with a vest if you so choose. Next.
Did you hear this?
Thanks, Jason. We'll check back for the full forecast coming up in a couple of minutes during Whoa Nelly.
Jason Wilde's 3-degree guarantee.
In the meantime, in other news, Barry Alvarez weighing in on Braden Locke stepping in and looking pretty solid as QB2, becoming QB1 this season. Little Tarek and Derek extra here with this clip from the Great Dane Huddle.
I think we have a lot of playmakers and a lot of depth at the skill positions. I don't know how many times over the years we've had that many guys that are giving you that many big plays. It's
right.
It's nice to see.
We would have loved the Braden Locke back in the day that could go throw the ball and do some things.
There was an extended cut there where, again, poor Mike Samuel keeps getting ridiculed by all these different shows that we have, even though he won a couple. He's
a winner.
He won all Rose Bowl, right? One was him, and then the other was Bollinger. Is that how that worked back? I was 8. I'm sorry. I don't remember.
I don't know if that was necessary.
Well, I realized I started talking and didn't know what I was actually about to say.
Well, that happens a lot.
Point being, Tausch, what do you make of these skill players for the
I don't know
Badgers
what
that
to
have stepped
say
up? Oh.
on game day on Saturday in Piscataway.
No way.
What's your question?
What do you make of these skill position players that have stepped up, including Tawee Walker and Braden Locke and Tretch Kekahuna and other players showcasing the depth of the Badgers roster last week?
No, it was fun. I thought it was needed because you had 3 wideouts go down at some point in that football game last week, and you had to have guys step up. So it was needed. I think that was one of the question marks coming into the season, and then after the first week, it wasn't a ton of explosive plays. We've seen Wisconsin make big plays. That's something that I think moving forward we're going to continue to need, and now that you see a couple of young guys elevating themselves. Obviously, with Tretch being able to do a little bit what we saw in that bowl game. Let's continue to see that. And the running back position, too, you got Dupree, who's getting more and more work. I would expect the goal would be for him to continue to make big plays, too. So there are options. I think we have to make sure we see this against better competition, too, because Purdue was bad.
Yeah.
That's just those are just being facts. But you beat bad teams and you have big plays, and that's what we did.
I would like to hear Tausch rhyme Kekahuna more frequently, if that's possible. Also, let's not miss the point of this. The clip of Tarek Saleh talking about how we would have loved to have had a Braden Locke back in the day. For those of us that are older than Jesse, and Brooks Bollinger was terrific. And we love him on this show. He is a good friend of yours. He won a lot of football games. He played in the NFL. He started in the NFL. Jim Sorgi started in the NFL. But there were guys that played the quarterback position during a certain era of the Barry Alvarez football program that were not outstanding throwers of the football. They were there to hand the ball off and not turn the ball over. And that was great if you could play from ahead, but there were times where things were challenging, and there wasn't a whole lot of great football being thrown around the old ball yard. So that was very funny for those of us that remember that era. And I think Tarek deserves, the Hall of Famer that he is, deserves some credit for a pretty good line there that I do not want us to miss. I can't wait to listen to the extended cut. Where can I find the entirety of the Great Dane Huddle, Jesse?
I'm glad you asked, Jason. You could subscribe to the Great Dane Huddle podcast on Wisconsin On Demand or find it on wisconsinondemand.com. And the show debuts every Monday at 6 o'clock on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Whoa, Nelly,
what's the name of that show again?
The
Barry Alvarez
Great
Show.
Dane Huddle featuring Jason Wilde's meteorological insights.
Shortino.
With Barry Alvarez.
That was something now. That was something.
Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Now, we all experience daily struggles, and with so many concerns to be conscious of, breathing should not be one of them. Mark Tauscher here for Advent, and if you're like me and have had snoring issues, sinus problems, or difficulty breathing, then you'll want to meet the team at Advent. The team of Advent specialists have a few simple steps to help evaluate your individual limitations and get you back to breathing well. Since Advent addressed my snoring and nasal breathing issues, I feel great. I've never slept better, and my wife Sarah is incredibly appreciative. The team of Advent specialists listened to my struggles, found the best solution for me, and customized it to my needs. Take my word for it and go to adventknows.com to learn more about simple solutions to snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems. And schedule your appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers got some good news regarding their wide receiver room at practice yesterday. Both Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs returned to the field. Doubs practiced after skipping last Thursday and Friday before his one-game suspension. Watson practiced on a limited basis for the first time since his ankle injury in Week 4. Head coach Matt LaFleur said the timing couldn't be better to get Watson back in the fold.
We missed him last weekend. Really excited to get him back there, and hopefully he continued to progress throughout the course of the week.
The Packers take on the Arizona Cardinals Sunday at Lambeau Field. Kickoff is at noon.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank. Member FDIC.
Now at Menards, save big on everything for your next project. It's a great time to update your home's lighting. And Menards has more than 300 utility lighting options available. Right now, get $15 instant savings on a single qualifying purchase of $100 or more on utility lighting options. View our entire selection of lighting products today on Menards.com. Plus the weekly flyer for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
The Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales, Luther Gray.
James Imaging has been a wonderful partnership with the Milwaukee Symphony and just great to work with.
In what ways?
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
Luther James Imaging Systems is a local business technology company that stands with their clients over the long term.
Yes, before, during, and after the sale, James Imaging is there, and they are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Luther, any advice for others looking for a long-term business technology partnership?
I would tell them that James Imaging is the way to go.
Start your business technology partnership with James Imaging Systems today. It's easy to do. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
We'll have more weather updates and Brian Bulaga updates coming up, but now it's time for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Tausch, you lower on Anderson Cooper or LeBron James?
LeBron is really good. I'm going to say Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper's good at delivering the news and hosting New Year's Eve and other variety
we can disagree
shows.
on that. We can disagree on that if we want. That's fine. I don't have any problem.
Whoa, Nelly! What does LeBron James have to do with Anderson Cooper?
Well, tonight...
Yeah, I don't understand.
I'm glad you asked, Jason. Tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers are in town at Fiserv Forum for a preseason showdown with the Milwaukee Bucks. Lakers-Bucks tonight at 7 o'clock. LeBron James tweeted after our show got done yesterday afternoon, "Can someone please explain to me why we're getting on a plane and heading to Milwaukee for one preseason game?" Exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point, question mark. LeBron sharing with the world his frustration to get on a plane and fly to Milwaukee for a preseason game against the Bucks, prompting a lot of response. Some people criticizing LeBron for being a millionaire with the easiest job in the world and just go on your private jet and go to Milwaukee and play the game. Some people from Wisconsin and Milwaukee sharing all the fun things to do in Milwaukee, thinking this was a slight on the city. Tausch, what do you make of LeBron's tweet?
So it's not a slight on the city at all. I don't think I've ever heard him say that about a regular season game, right? There's plenty of teams in the 500-mile radius that you only play 3 or 4 preseason games now. Some teams will go to Las Vegas and do that. I usually don't defend LeBron. I usually don't.
No.
I'm a Jordan guy.
Yeah, here it comes.
I am always going to be a Jordan guy. He is the GOAT. LeBron took the easy way. There's just a lot. LeBron still deserves. He is what a player. But why would you, if you're only playing 3 preseason games or 4 for the whole thing, why wouldn't you just? The Clippers are literally. Well, I think they moved now, but they were in the same building. These guys aren't playing a ton of minutes. You're getting all these young guys. Why wouldn't you just play teams within your 500-mile radius? Do you think the Bucks? You think Giannis wants to fly out to L.A. to go play a minute and a half?
Nope.
Play the Pacers, play the Pistons, play the Timberwolves. This isn't hard.
Yep.
So I can't believe I'm on this side of it, but LeBron's right. It is ridiculous, and it makes no sense at all to fly 2,500 miles to play one preseason game and fly home. He's right.
He gets some quality time with his son on the plane.
When Jesse sent this to me, I thought the exact same thing. I can't believe that Jesse found me something that I'm siding with LeBron on. I didn't take this as a slight on Milwaukee at all.
Not at all.
Do I think he loves Milwaukee? Probably not. There are probably other road trips that he prefers. But no, for a preseason game, play the Clippers, play the Jazz, they're closer. Play the Golden State Warriors. Anybody else I'm missing that's close by, like the across the country?
Sacramento.
Sure,
Seattle.
You could just
Seattle doesn't have a team, but Portland.
You could just do it like the NBA in-season tournament. Just do neutral site in Vegas or like Summer League. Like have everybody get together there for a couple of days.
Just you don't need to fly. That'd be like the Heat having to go play Portland. What are we doing here?
Well, what about
head up to Orlando, play Orlando. If you gotta head over to Dallas, boom, boom, hit it and be done.
What about NFL preseason? Because
it's the same thing.
Didn't you play in games where you went out to like Oakland or San Francisco ever preseason?
San Diego we played. Yes.
Yeah.
It should be Cleveland, Kansas City, Indy, and be done with it.
Nashville.
Those are the teams we should play.
You liked your Nashville
yeah,
trips.
it's fine. Okay, well, there you go.
Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly! I'm just convinced. Common sense sometimes isn't common. You could write that down. Thomas
Also,
Paine.
Jesse on video a lot more these days.
The Mets won the NLDS yesterday against the Phillies. Do you believe in the reverse curse of the Milwaukee Brewers? That every team that has ever beaten the Brewers in the postseason has gone on to the World Series, despite the odds of the Diamondbacks last year and the Washington Nationals in 2019 and others that have come before them.
What are you doing?
And what is that?
It's like a little deal.
It's like
there's
a
something
little
to
deal.
it, but I don't think there's only 6 teams in these playoffs. One of them's got to win. I mean, is it a coinky-dink that this happens the way it did? Yeah, probably. But it's becoming a trend. And we have to start wondering, why is that a trend? You know, it'd be nice if we'd win this series and we become the world champs. That'd be fun. I'm done with all this other stuff. I'm kind of done with it.
I did see a tweet yesterday that the Brewers should scrimmage themselves after the regular season ends before the postseason starts, and that way they can say they beat the Brewers and keep the streak alive of teams that beat the Brewers going to the World Series.
Who told you that?
That's not that clever.
It was a tweet that I saw circulating.
Yeah, who said it?
It made me smirk. I enjoyed it.
You're a pretty easy audience then.
Yeah, that's really easy. That is not clever at all.
You know, I don't like your attitude in this segment.
Well, I'm looking forward to another weather breakdown from Wilde. Is what I'm looking forward to.
All right. Well, we'll have our final check of the weather as we wrap things up. I do think it's fascinating that this is played out this way. By the way, Jesse, and if the Mets make the World Series, what I don't understand is, as a fan of the Brewers, are you glad to see this working out this way? So you could say, well, at least we lost to the team that went to the World Series. I would personally, being a little more of a competitor, say this really makes me even more angry because I feel like my team could have done this. If the team that beat me, they had home field advantage against them. The Mets are doing this without home field, are they not?
They are. Yesterday was the first time the Mets have clinched a postseason series win on their home field at Citi Field, which they've played at for more than a decade now, I believe.
Yeah. All right, we'll have one last check of the weather next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Rest big, lose big. GKB founder and CEO Craig Karmazin finished dead last in our Cover 5 League. And his punishment? 24 hours in a George Webb restaurant. Tune in starting at 11 a.m. Friday to ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube page for Craig's pancake payoff. Will he eat enough to be done before sundown? Or will he be there into the wee hours of the morning? Tune in Friday starting at 11.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, you're at higher risk of being hospitalized from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Awarded Best of Weddings 2023 by The Knot, The Bog is much more than world-class golf. Our clubhouse ballroom offers floor-to-ceiling windows and a breathtaking full-wall fireplace. Our barn venue was inspired by the on-site barn at Hole 6, built in the 1800s. 2 outdoor ceremony sites and a variety of personalized options. Our venues are perfect for family get-togethers, weddings, showers, graduation parties, or any event you are hosting. Call The Bog at 262-292-0740 or visit thebarnatthebog.com.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. We like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated and uncompromising. Like an award-winning men's grooming experience from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Open 7 days a week, even Sundays. Walk in anytime, and before you know it, our talented stylist will bring you back to a simpler time. A time when you were handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Football fans, tailgating season is here. There's no better way to celebrate football being back than with Boda Box Wine. Boda Box is giving away tickets to 2 separate winners for a VIP Green Bay game day and tailgate party experience for the November 24th game against San Francisco. Fans, enter by scanning the QR code posted at participating Boda Box retailers in Wisconsin through October 30th. Winners will be announced on November the 1st. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 years or older to enter. Boda Box Vineyards, Manteca, California. Visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com for more details.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School Open House is October 13th. If your family is interested in becoming part of the CMH tradition, make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 13th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. As the only school awarded the Exemplary Award for Academic Excellence by the Archdiocese, find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty and coaches, learn about all the clubs and extracurricular activities. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
All right, show's over. I'm going to be at Lambeau Field next. Will Romeo Doubs talk to us? Don't know. Will he have improved his standing with his teammates and his coaches? That's the real important question. Please don't get it twisted. Yeah,
I think he will.
I would hope so. But this is, again, this story would already be in the rear view if it wasn't handled the way it was handled yesterday, the way it was. And I'm not criticizing Matt LaFleur or Jordan Love. I'm talking about Romeo Doubs. And the way he handled it apparently did not set things to rest. And again, I do talk to people within the building. I don't tell you who they are all the time. But I can tell you that this was not resolved yesterday to the degree that they were hoping it would be. Period. Will it be resolved today? I don't know. But it wasn't resolved yesterday. We'll see if he talks to us today. If he doesn't, up to him. I'm going to go do my job regardless.
What's the big story besides Romeo?
If he does not do anything different,
never mind.
Is he dressing and playing on Sunday?
I don't think so. I think there's more mending that needs to be done, is the feeling that I get. That's it for us today. We will do it again tomorrow. We have plenty of other things to talk about, too, so don't worry. We won't beat that dead horse. Can you tell I'm irritated?
I'm off tomorrow.
You are so funny. You let Gladys in North Dakota bother you this much is amazing to me.
Because I think we were more than fair with Romeo Doubs today. That's 100%. Why it bothers me.
But Gladys,
if we were unfair to him, I would understand it. But I don't think we were. Mm-hmm. That's it for us today. We will do it again tomorrow. He may come up in conversation tomorrow. I hope you listen still. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.
Looking for that ultimate game day hangout during football season? Welcome to Magoo's on the Mound, now open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. With 13 TVs, you won't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy our free 100-square pool with amazing prizes and a complimentary halftime buffet. Plus, we've got great drink specials to keep you cheering. And don't forget, we offer shuttles to and from all Milwaukee baseball games. Magoo's on the Mound, where green and gold fans gather and where every game day is a win.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella? How'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2024.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer with the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and...
We're just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Nothing.
Get used to the mantra, all gas, no brake, no brake, no brake.
From the headquarters of ESPN in Bristol, Connecticut, this is Carlin versus Joe on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
We have been, what would I say, unusually prescient on what will happen in the future. You could say that we have some sort of vision into the future, and we often put that on display, and as Joe points out, we're right a lot. So when you look at the Monday night game with the Jets and the Bills, will be interesting to see what we're talking about coming out of that game. We'll get to that in a moment. It's Carlin versus Joe on ESPN Radio. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. If you're looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, benefits, one of the country's top workplaces, well, come join our growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers. Apply online today. Joe, you're familiar with Evan Cohen, one of the hosts of Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio, the morning show from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Met him a couple times.
Sure. Heard his name. Had him blow me off on more than one occasion, like a piece of lint. But anyway, Evan, this morning.
When did he blow you off?
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, he doesn't seem like that type of person.
No, he's not. Of course not. He's not that guy. He's not that guy at all. Although, Mr. Big Wisconsin fan doesn't sound like he's going to be making it down to Rutgers this week for Rutgers, Wisconsin on Saturday.
Feels like a lot of people have been trying to take you up on Rutgers opportunities and then not showing up. Handman's going to be coming.
Handman's coming. That's next week. UCLA. Handman, that's a noon game, by the way.
Oh,
that's
officially is noon?
Noon. We're talking about UCLA, right?
Yes. It was always TBD when I was looking at it, so I didn't know that until you just said it.
No, but I mean, you are coming next week.
I am coming next week,
yes. That is a noon game. It just got announced the other day.
This sounds well organized. This between you two, I'd imagine this goes off without a hitch.
Joe, I'm a details guy. Come on.
Yeah.
Come
Handman,
on now.
by the way, it's at noon. Handman completely caught off guard. Then you're confirming whether or not he's even coming to the UCLA game. It's like, listen to these two. I wonder.
Is that game in Westwood?
I wonder if there's even a Rutgers game next week, to be quite honest.
Well, at any rate, Evan this morning opining on why the Jets have the wrong head coach.
By firing Rob Saleh, which I'm okay with, by promoting Jeff Ulbrich, the defensive coordinator, to head coach, you now have lost your two most important defensive coaches' day-to-day operations on your strongest unit.
No question.
Okay. The biggest problem for the Jets this year, though, has been your play calling, led by Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Rodgers. The smarter move actually would have been to make Nathaniel Hackett the head coach of the team because he'd do less. And if you make him the head coach, we know it's all on Rodgers, no gray area. Nathaniel Hackett would actually have less to do by being the head coach than he would by being the offensive coordinator. And now you're not masking anything.
Okay, I'm out.
Well, it's well worded and well said.
It's articulate.
Yeah, he articulates it well. I think I see what he's going for there. It's creative, it's clever, it's all those things. The one thing that's left out, and I tried to get behind this, like he